next to me.
Alright, hello, and welcome to episode 3 of Gears of Revolution. I am Richard, your game master for today, and introducing our cast of characters. Kim as Dahlia, Fitz as Emmanuel, Lane as Alexias, Lauren as Vincent, and AJ as Sanai. Unfortunately, Kristen, our frogman Lou, will not be joining us today, but they should be back next time we play. As a reminder, we have a website, roughmagicgames.com, where we've listed all of our upcoming events in the city of Chicago. We have Game Masters for Hire. Please be sure to check us out. Give us a follow on Instagram, give us a follow on Facebook, and most importantly, give us a follow on Twitch. Because once we hit 50 subscribers, we are going to pick one of you to win a $50 gift card to wherever the hell you want to spend it on. So with that being said, because we have a lot of fun things to cover, I'm going to go ahead and dive right into episode 3 of Gears of Revolution. New last year, the group had continued their investigation, making some time in the salty sardine, exploring some other locations of interest they thought might be useful to them, connecting with allies that they've met in the past or met in the future, or that have met recently, and being chewed out by their esteemed boss, Chief Assistant Inspector Stoverdelt, who let them know that it is very likely that if they were to find out that Julian Liebrix was in fact responsible for whatever nefarious plot, there's probably going to be very little they can do because the Denoran consular has applied for diplomatic immunity. With that being said, they returned to their offices, poured out a corkboard, and Sanai began to, very much like the Charlie O'Day meme from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, begin stringing up a whole lot of conspiracies and thoughts and ideas, trying to link them all together as only she can do. They eventually decided to call it quits for the night, head off into their own apartments to get some well-needed rest and perhaps some dinner, as many of them have not eaten all day long. They get a full night's rest. Actually, I should ask this. As you all head off in your own separate directions, to your own apartments, is there anything you would like to do between the time you leave the RHC offices and the time you head to your apartments? I do know that Emmanuel is spending the night at the RHC filling out Alexias' paperwork for him.
Yes.
Does anyone have anything they would like to do during that time?
I would have filled out the rest of your guys' paperwork, but you were good bureaucrat, boys and girls.
Yeah. Yep. Alright. That being said, you're all able to head home, get a nice, good rest in your apartments throughout the city. In the morning, you were all woken up not by the sort of mental alarms you set or these sort of very large Victorian style alarm clocks that are also laid out, or by servants if you are lucky enough, or wake up calls from maids or anything like that. You are awakened instead by the rumbling of the ground as a small earthquake hits Flint itself. Earthquakes are not uncommon in this part of the world. And this isn't a major quake at all, but those of you that have been in the city for some time have noticed that these earthquakes have become more and more frequent as of late. But it's still nothing to be alarmed about. Well, maybe it is, depending on how you feel about earthquakes. But it's not enough to, do much more than to rattle your plates and your silverware, maybe knock a picture or two off the wall. Nothing that would cause structural damage of any sorts. But you set about your morning preparations with Emmanuel not having a chance to get a shower. There is definitely coffee in the break room for you if you want. The rest of you can get your morning breakfast if you need to, or you can head straight to the RHC after you've gotten new clothes, showered, bathed, sponge bath if you needed to, or a horse bath if you're just splashing a little bit, as they called it in the Victorian times. It's a little bit of water splashed
That's
on the armpits.
100% what I did.
Alexias, 100% did a horse bath under the armpits.
Just a
Down the
little
pants
bit here, a
little.
little bit there.
Just the 3 or 4 trigger spots that you have. And you make your way eventually in your own various means of transportation. Some of you just catch carriages to there, some of you will walk there, depending on how far you are. But you eventually arrive for the morning into your offices at the RHC, where you see a very, very tired looking Emmanuel sitting behind his desk with a sheet of papers that has been filled out in front of him. And it's up to you to decide what happens next, what threads you follow. But as a reminder, Peggy does have some paperwork for you if you wanted to. Pick it up.
Seeing that Emmanuel's been here all night, I'll go to the break room and grab us 2 cups of coffee and just leave one on his sleepy desk.
I think I want to, like, when I walk in and see him sleeping there, and see like the stack of papers, like to take a quick little gander. Since there are no more papers, I'm assuming, on my desk.
There are actually 2 sets of paperwork for you filled out.
Oh, filled it out by so far.
Because you requested, Peggy, you said I didn't get my paperwork. Peggy sent up a
Oh,
second
yes.
set, and I did both.
I won't wake you out of respect.
I don't
but
know
will,
if it would be in 2 piles or one very tall pile.
I'll take all of them. I'll just take the whole stack. I'm not gonna take time to sift through this thing. I'm just
An
gonna pick up the whole thing,
Good.
Oh, okay.
whatever it might be. And I'm gonna take it down personally and hand it in to Peggy. This is the paperwork you said that I needed to fill out, yes?
Peggy will take this from me. Oh, you did it in 2 sets. Thank you. You've saved me so much work copying it down for myself.
Of course.
It might be my favorite. And she just kind of like puts it off to the side. I believe I have something for you as well.
Yes, I was hoping to grab that from you if it would be all right.
Yes, I have it.
Have you been here all night, Peggy? You are here before everyone. You leave after everyone else. What are your hours? What?
My hours. I'm here from when Duff gets here, and I leave when he does.
So all night long, I assume.
Yes, unfortunately, it was a very long night because Duff has been working with Chief Inspector Saxby about the Denoran consulate and trying to see if they can somehow delay their process.
Of course. An unfortunate bit of business, that.
Yes, a lot of paperwork to be filled out, a lot of couriers' messages to make. We sent some couriers to Portrait University to talk to some of the more arcane-oriented people there to send messages over to Slate, where the capital is, and try to work out a way to just delay as long as we can. No word yet on that, but... And she grabs like a small piece of paper, and there looks to be a very nice photograph that's been stapled, paper clipped onto the wall, and she hands it to you.
Excellent. I'll take that from her, give a very respectful nod and say, thank you so much. And try and get some rest yourself, huh? Let us know what we can do to help support you as well. We're all a team here.
Of course. Thank you. And she kind of gives you a smile, and as you sort of leave, you can hear her just mutter under her breath. He really is my favorite, I think. And head up back to your office with the rest of your companions.
Take those, gonna walk right back in, and I'm gonna drop them on the desk right next to Emmanuel's head.
Emmanuel just jolts awake. It's just like it's a couple of manila photos, one for each of you, because Peggy went ahead and made copies, but there's only one photograph that has been attached. But I will share this with you all right now.
I just got here.
Oh.
And the information request, you should be able to click load PDF.
Ew.
And actually want to switch this to the battle map there. Let me do this again.
Nice. Okay.
There
Ooh, ooh.
So as I kind of like put this down and Emmanuel wakes up, I'll just like, and I assume people are, coming in variously, whatever it might be, whoever's there, whoever's not. I'll explain what this is. This is from Peggy. This is the records we have to pull. She submitted the request down to Paradis Lake. And this is what she came back with.
Sure.
So everyone knows what it is that we're looking at.
For the benefit of our viewers in chat, if you see anything that catches your eye, please feel free to share it.
There were a couple things, if you guys don't mind me popping something off. I see that we have present and other places of residence. The present residence is 47 Magazine Street, Paradis Lake, Flint, Seacham's Alcahests, and Etchings Factory. So that's someplace we'll probably check out. A previous residence, allegedly, which is an interesting thing, 3.6 miles off east, 3.6 miles east of Batata Road, Greater Flint County, Flogging Lagoon Musician Commune, transient lodging. And then Fogwall Street, 82K, Paradis Lake. Oh, they demolished your mom's home. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I think that at least the current place of residence we should probably check out. Maybe that musician commune, although I don't know how useful that'll be for us. She did also have a record as a child, it seems, as she has some juvenile records forgiven in accordance with the city's Matriculation Act of 328.
Interesting.
Yeah, just more places to go and look.
Did you see where it says that her details were lost at the office? Lost it during Paradis Lake Central office location. Various petty thefts. Yeah,
Well,
they were lost.
the papers are very small. Perhaps they are hidden behind a desk.
Or perhaps they're hidden behind her friend, the one who bailed her out. What was his name?
I think he would have to leave at some point.
All right.
Heward Seachem.
Located 12 Oxen Street, Paradis Lake.
Well, she's living in his factory, it seems. Seacham's Alcahest, Etchings, and Factory. So, it's a clue.
Certainly.
We can talk to Mr. Seachem while we're there as well, see if he knows anything.
Yes, we'd already planned to go down to Paradis Lake.
Ford Sorghum and Travis Starter.
As far as I can see, and do let me know if you think I'm incorrect, this does not change our plan too much. We still want to go to Paradis Lake, talk to this Mr. Seachem, and possibly still investigate the Cloudwood looking for Gale.
Is it?
A little bit difficult.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go.
I was going to say, we see two names here. Ford Sorghum and Travis Starter. How do we know more about them?
I suppose we can ask Peggy if there are files on them.
Apparently he had various warrants, so yeah.
One would hope we have some sort of record here, huh? Or at least maybe they do at Paradis Lake.
Look behind the desks. They get lost.
Even just a visual description might be helpful because I kind of have a hunch one of them might be pretending to be one of the officers to try to get information on.
Well,
It
it says they were remanded to Goodson's Estuarial Reformatory, so it looks like they are currently under arrest and
Oh, I missed that.
otherwise occupied.
GM, do we have an idea of where this reformatory is, or is this something that is not
Yes.
common knowledge?
Yes, the Goodson Reformatory are these boats. You see, there's probably about a dozen boats
Ah.
or so that are off Pine Island in the Piranha infested waters. They are basically, I think Guy Goodson, who is a very wealthy, calls himself a philanthropist, built 13 boats, and one of them was lost in a fire, but he built 13 boats, and he's using them to house criminals for the express hope of reforming them by... he requires all of his criminals to read, he requires them all to listen to music, listen to lectures on history of Reaser and things like that. He believes that with the proper education, these criminals may be reformed.
Well,
I like him.
perhaps we should also visit this reformatory, huh?
Don't know if it's getting a little bit too wide a net, but maybe.
Well, as you said, there are difficulties with us trying to find anything about Gale and the Cloudwood. You know, that was maybe more of a wild goose chase, hope on my part than anything else.
I really want to go to the Seacham place.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think this is a good plan.
We can
We
talk
start
to
there, and then we go to other places.
Sure.
I actually forgot there was one other thing to mention in the recap, that Nalas's body is currently downstairs in the morgue.
Oh, yes.
Right.
We have the body, and we don't have it very long.
Yeah. You only have it for today.
Ah!
All right. It may be worth it to take a look at the body before we go.
Might as well. I haven't seen it yet.
Neither have I.
Not that I think I can probably deduce much more, but you never know.
I'm interested still.
Can I
Well-
wait outside?
Of course.
Thank you.
You don't have to go in there if you don't want to.
I don't like seeing dead people.
That's fine.
You're missing out.
Perhaps I am missing out. Oh wait.
What
Dahlia?
else are we doing today? Are we supposed to try and check out the doctors? We were talking about going back to Dr. Katz and checking out von Recklinghausen's research, if there's anything there.
If we
And
could find
also
something.
talking about maybe following up on that receipt, seeing if we could find that alchemist, or whatever the back meant with the name
Was your friend watching the lady at the house?
on that. Yeah.
So we have eyes on that, at least. We may get a little bit more right now out of the Parody Lake Avenue. But first, to the body, yeah?
Yeah, that's closest.
Madame?
All of you head down to the morgue. Emmanuel, just staying upstairs.
No, I'll come with.
He'll stand outside.
Are you going into the
No,
morgue?
I'm coming in, but I am the last one in.
Oh,
You're the last one in. The morgue is a very, very simplest room in the building. It has like a rough metal slab that has been constructed where you can see the body lying on with a sheet pulled over it. On each corner of the room, you see what looks to be these metal rods that look to have been enchanted with some sort of cold spell to keep this room colder than it is outside, especially because out here in this very subtropical climate, rot would set in very, very fast. But the body is there, and if you pull the sheet back, you see she looks actually Vincent. Roll me a perception check, just a quick perception check, real quick.
I think before I examine the body, I would actually take out a string from my bag and lay it next to the body over the sheet in the pattern that I felt the earthquake this morning.
Okay.
Mm.
All right.
But yeah, I'll roll a perception check. That's just something I think I would do.
All right. You lay that string out.
What does the string do?
Shh. That didn't work.
That's a 14. Thank you for that roll. All right, continue.
Good.
Cool. Love that.
And then after I've laid out the string, I will start rolling the sheet back from top of the head down slowly, kind of rhythmically.
You slowly reveal, and you see a lot of what Vincent has already told you, that as the body is revealed, she's still wearing the same clothes. She wasn't, you see the bullet wounds in her thigh and in her, like, through her back, and through her lung. You do not see the wound on the head. That claw mark that had that necrotic damage.
What?
It was, you guys, it was here. Like I drew a picture of it. It was like
Can I see this picture that you have drawn?
sure. And I pull out my deck of cards, and on like the 3 of diamonds, on one side of it is that picture that I drew of Lou talking to the dead, and on the other side is the body, and I drew like a rough sketch of what I saw.
GM, can I compare this to the body and do an esoteric lore check?
Absolutely.
Did you get it from me? Huh? I clicked on the button, huh?
I did not receive it from you yet.
Mhm.
So,
Using the macro that I have here. Let me
Yeah.
see if I can... Come on.
reload. It might be me. I reloaded.
Okay. Let me try it one more time.
Give me a second to get back into the room, and
If you have like 100 rolls from me, apologies.
all right. Go ahead and click that roll now. Nope. Let's do this. So in the macro
Yeah.
that you have,
Mhm.
on the top right of your screen of Boundary, you should see like there's bar with all these different icons on. Click the one that looks like a book. Then type in I believe it's basic action macro is what you're using, right?
Yes, I think so. It's my macro 8 at the bottom, yeah.
Macro 8. Alright, this is weird. It should be popping up. Let me
Do we need to
try.
select our tokens before we press these buttons?
Oh, is that what's happening? Maybe that's what's going
That
on.
might be it. There it is.
There
I
it
see
is.
now.
There
Yay!
it is. Hey!
We're getting it.
Not a problem. I remember
Alright.
we've had this issue in other games.
On
You're a
that check,
champion, Emmanuel, a champion.
Yes, champion.
on that roll, you don't see the wound that's on the head. You definitely know that it was there based on the drawing that Vincent showed you. She very clearly sketched it out, but even in that drawing, you could see it already begun to heal, and now it is completely gone. The implication being that someone must have fully healed this between the time you left the body and now. You also, with that check, a lot of the work and research that you've done, Alexias, has been into magic, specifically. And you've learned that a lot of people that have magical skills, if you study them long enough, they have like telltale signs of being a magic user. You do not find any of those signs on this woman. Which is odd because she apparently flew 40 feet.
Right. Very far. 40 feet to the air. All right, everyone, listen up. Someone has healed this body, I think. Judging from what you have drawn and what is here, someone has healed this mark between the last time that you looked at this body, Vincent, and now. And I am not getting any sort of sense of a magical signature on the body, meaning that I do not think was a magic user. This complicates our understanding.
Yeah.
I mean, it said in her file she was not a known spellcaster, so that.
And the doctor was not a spellcaster, according to the people we've talked to, and he's what we assume is her accomplice, so it would have to be someone else.
So how did she fly 40 feet out of a window onto a fence?
I blame the man I yelled at.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we no longer have access to him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
It's not an
don't worry
admonishment.
about it. He's.
Listen,
weren't
I want to go
wrong.
up to Emmanuel. I'm going to put my hand on your shoulder and say, if we need to get him, we will get him. Rest assured.
I can hold him very tightly.
I believe in you.
No,
I'm good at hugging.
Okay.
you are. All right.
I'm just holding eye contact with Emmanuel. Do that.
Holding it right back.
There's a slow zoom in.
We are
Cut to faces,
friends.
Then a cut to Emmanuel, a cut to Lane, cut to Alexias, and then pan back now. Yeah.
Mhm.
I kind of want to just like review the body again. I know I've already done it. I don't know if
Sure.
there's anything more I could learn from it.
It's a new day. So you can feel
Okay.
free. What are you looking for specifically?
I want like, so I know that she died by the puncture wound. I know that scar is gone. I want to see if there's any other signs of distress on her body or on her clothes. I want to see if there's any other remnants of injury that we might have missed, either like at her heels or something that, or an effect like if there's any kind, I know like of the flying, like if any impact like on her ribs of being pushed.
Okay.
That's
Make a medicine
yeah.
check for that.
Okay.
That's a 20.
Dirty 20.
You don't see any sign of like being pushed or bruises of that sort. You see the same wounds that leads you. It reinforces your conclusion that she was shot after she landed on the fence. You do, however, notice one thing new. It's very barely imperceptible, but there looks to be kind of a soft bruising, like around the neck, like over here, as if she was wearing a necklace at some point and it was just yanked off of her. So you
Got
have
it.
that sort of like where you would normally find a necklace, just a very, very thin strip of like bruising that never had the chance to heal because she died soon after.
Would
Got
we
it.
be able to tell if that was pre or post mortem? Or would that be too close to the time of death for us to know?
Actually, I would say on that 20, Vincent would be able to tell if that was pre. But very, very, very shortly before she died. Like maybe literally seconds
Right
before
before
she
she
finally
dies.
died. Yeah.
Okay. I will take my card back and add that sketch kind of like frantically. There's something new. Come here, and I'll like gently like move her hair and just expose, and I'll be like, do you see this faint shadow?
Mm-hmm.
She was wearing a necklace that was ripped off of her. There's a bruise here. It must have happened right as she was dying.
Meaning it was probably yanked off by the killer.
Or from our sighting, remember the doctor came up to her and took something from her? What if he like, I don't know, but that's definitely new that I didn't see the first time when we reviewed this body.
Didn't
said the only
the
person that he saw was the doctor, I guess.
yeah, but didn't he say that he like reached into her coat and pulled out some papers? I thought, or am I
Yes.
misremembering?
No, that's right. He said he only took papers. He said nothing
Okay,
about a necklace.
I couldn't remember. I wasn't right.
No, but that is a good thought because if we know for sure it wasn't the doctor, then it was
Whoever shot her.
killer
Whoever the last person to see her inside the building was.
with a gun.
Before they threw her out.
Mm-hmm. So are we all agreed that this is probably a homicide?
Yeah. I knew
Yes.
that from the beginning. I
Right.
think I never like. It's just very confusing, the timeline, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was told that these would be easy.
Who told you that?
The lady who hired me.
Right. Then no, I think that kind of varies from case to case.
Okay, this is a hard one. Next one will be easy.
Hopefully, easier. Who knows?
The level 1 case is definitely the hardest one to get.
Always.
Yeah. Oh, my brain. Can I cast detect magic on this body? See if there's any remnants at all.
Your cantrip.
My cantrip, might as well use it.
Yeah.
I
Go
heard
ahead and
from
click that
some.
because I want to read the description of detect magic again.
Okay.
I heard from other officers that were talking in the office that it's usually the husband. So we should look for
But
back
maybe.
to square one.
We already did interrogate the boyfriend.
Ah, that's the pre-husband.
That was
Oh.
Brayden. He's drugged.
A good cover.
You can ignore magic that you're fully aware of, so you know that Vincent has and Sanai both have a little bit of magic ability, so you're over there. You're able to ignore them. There is still detect magic, and you get more skilled with it. Just detects the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. You're containing it within this room. There is magic here. That's still here. But you're not sure what it is.
I won't get to know more details until I get some experience under my belt. That's okay. All right. There's something here still.
As a
Which makes
reminder,
sense.
what does your detect magic look like?
We never established that.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just like it says it's like a pulse kind of that emanates out. I think it's probably just like a light kind of purplish shimmer. It's
A
like
light purplish shimmer. And just pulses
So-
out just briefly from Dahlia.
Thank you.
which I mean that would make sense that there's something there because Lou and Vincent, you told us that there was necrotic.
I'll be clear, and let me clarify this. You can ignore magic items and ongoing spells that you are aware of, so you can ignore that healing and that necrotic thing that you do know of. And you can ignore that, and there still is something there that you haven't figured out. You haven't discovered.
Ah! There's still more. Okay. Well, let's try and figure it out. What should I do? A little perception, something, or investigation? Because I'm actually looking for. But it's possible spell, so
Sure.
She
make
might have swallowed
perception.
something magic.
perception it is. Oh,
Crack
please.
open this wonder ball.
On a
Not
14, you just kind of look
beautiful.
over. Anyone who wants to make this perception roll can. You want to look over the body. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But you kind of look. You cannot figure out where this magic is coming from.
There's something else. Aha! Dirty 20 is better.
Nice.
Alexias.
Talk to me, Daddy.
You're, as you call me Daddy.
Our first
as
first
you are,
daddy.
as
Good
you
energy.
As you are sort of like looking over the body after Dahlia lets you know that there's some sort of magic over there, you're kind of examining the body, and oh, so now with the 23s, both of you are kind of examining this body, looking for something that might possibly be magical. Still wearing her clothes the day before. And, you both, I think Sanai, you see it, but Alexias, you kind of feel it. There looks to be a hidden seam on the inside of her coat from what may be a pocket that's hidden in there.
We'll go in the pocket immediately. Going into the pocket.
You go into the pocket and you reach in and you pull out what looks to be an empty, thin vial of some sort. There's a little bit of liquid that's still in there as well.
Ooh, I want to do an esoteric lore check on that liquid.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll that. All right, I got it. All right. You kind of like drop a little bit of potion on and do some experiments, whatever you need to do. This is what's left of an invisibility potion. Interestingly enough, invisibility potions are legal without a permit. They're only allowed for like police officers, RHC members, people like that, because a legal invisibility potion on the market means that you can sneak in, grab things. So this is a very illegal thing for this person to have. Emmanuel.
So if we know that, how difficult is it to make these? I imagine a lot of the reagents would be protected, like the trade would be carefully controlled.
Very difficult. There
Okay.
probably be an alchemist or something. You need to do it.
It would be difficult to come by this, yes.
Or a doctor, maybe.
Or she had a list of ingredients in her pocket.
Yeah, we thought that was for maybe drugging the guards, but it could have been for
The invisibility potion. Mm.
I'm curious why she would carry a list of ingredients for a potion that she had already.
It's more
Like-
of a receipt than a list of ingredients. It's a receipt of things
Okay,
purchased.
Thank you for the
Right.
reminder.
Would also imply that she either was capable of brewing it herself or knew someone who could. Right. The process of taking the ingredients and turning them into a potion is not one known, I assume, to everybody, especially with a potion like this.
I think there are definitely alchemists that know how to do it. I think just this specific potion would be very, very difficult to find the knowledge of how to brew it.
It's not
Alchemists are fairly common in this setting, is what I'm trying to
Sure.
get. But this specific recipe, very difficult.
Yeah. not widely disseminated.
I don't mean to disparage the dead, but I'm not sure that the victim is the one who made these, because she seemed to be perhaps strong-armed into this scenario that we have found her in. And I feel like if somebody who had the ability to create this thingy, a criminal would have better uses for her than being the thief. No?
No, I agree with this. I don't think she made it herself. It doesn't seem like something that she would innately know how to do. But I wonder, is there is this just like a common vial? Is this like, I mean, I'm assuming there's no branding on this of any sort. But
No, I would say actually, let's say this: the vial has a little bit of a cork, and stamped on the top is the symbol of Alchemist DW.
there it is.
There it is.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wow, bold of you. Bold of you to put your name
This
on a illegal potion.
This
buddy.
illegal potion was made by me, and it kicks ass.
Gotta find that alchemist.
Right, we need to find this alchemist.
Who we are saying initials are DW.
Yeah, don't we have a DW?
Dr. Wolfman. Wolfgang.
Don't think that counts, but
Vincent's
I
is right.
don't-
This sounds familiar.
Right?
I don't think so. I don't think we have anyone who.
Don't
I
worry.
wish Lou wasn't doing that special mission because I think she said something when they were
What?
talking to the dad. But
I
Lou's
don't
so
think so.
talented.
I think, from what Lou told us, she talked about Heward and Braden and Gale. That was
Receipt for 245 gold DW.
in bag of receipts in different handwriting, Silvo, Dion Feldman, Family Wharf.
Yep.
Mhm.
Still don't know what that means, but that's on there.
The only connection we have is the Dr. W, what's it called? But it's
Right.
unlikely that you would say your first initial is D if you're a doctor.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Right. No, but at least now we can connect that this receipt and this vial come from the same place,
Me
Yeah.
245 gold. Yeah.
Blue.
which
That's the order.
is unlikely for this person to have, maybe? Huh? There's a lot of gold.
It's more
Yeah,
gold
I
than
mean-
I have.
Certainly more than I have.
I mean, she's probably been bankrolled by Gale. So, let's see.
But that doesn't start with a D.
No, because Gale wouldn't make the potion. That was the alchemist. Okay. Let's. I
Dahlia
guess.
starts mentally doing what Sanai did last night, trying to draw strings from different threads to the other.
It's not.
Emmanuel's doing the same thing, but it's like 1 + 1 is
Fish.
2.
What
Um,
happened to the information that we learned from the newspaper?
What about
The other case that the
Or is
other inspectors were
the
on?
bagman? The ragman, I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what the other team was working on.
Do they know a DW?
It
I
was,
mean,
yeah.
I was going to ask Peggy if she knew of any records of like alchemists or if the initials ring a bell because everyone talks to Peggy. Beyond that, I don't know. Just start asking around for alchemists. We still have to talk to Hugh Seacham. Maybe he knows an alchemist. As we all stare at our notes.
No, yeah. GM, do you have that document?
It should still be in
Which document?
the
The one
Sure,
about the
if you go to
ragman.
the top and you click the one that looks like a open book, see something that says
Uh-huh.
handouts.
Uh-huh.
it's just Melissa's
Um,
file.
I only
Yeah,
see
sure.
my Alyssa
Let me give you that. So there we go.
Okay.
Did you find it?
No, but if it is here, it might take me a little bit longer to get it than others.
I'm not seeing anything under handouts beyond the losses criminal file, but I don't know.
Alright,
Maybe
let me
it's
try
just-
this. Give me 1 second. Are you're looking for the
there it is.
Ah,
Newspapers.
newspaper.
there it is.
Alright,
It was
very good.
behind the
Yes.
desk.
Alright,
The whole time.
alright. Right behind the desk this whole time. You found it. Alright. Yeah, you're able to pull up the newspaper. Look through it. Got the information on the ragman there.
That's-
So, thoughts,
And
ideas?
The only D that I see is Darren. We don't like Darren.
Why? What's wrong with Darren?
What did Darren do to us?
Yeah.
I don't know. I got him confused with the other guy who's taking all our cases. Who's that guy?
He's
His name
taking
up?
all of our cases.
Who's
The-
always
the-
getting
the
to
imposter?
clues before we get there.
Oh, Porter?
Porter.
Detective Porter.
Detective Porter.
Detective.
Also not a D
Surface
name.
AD.
No, you can't.
All right.
And our
Okay.
boss's name starts with a D.
Delft. I don't think that.
I think that's his
Delft.
last name.
That's his last
Stover.
name.
Stoverdaft is his name.
Yeah.
You
So-
swap
SD.
the letters.
So much red string. So
It's everywhere.
done.
I don't know if finding necessarily the alchemist is going to serve us very well.
Maybe if we find it along the way.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree. Maybe it's would be best to continue with our original plan and head up to Parity Lake.
Yeah, we need to talk to Hewitt. Seacham.
I think so as well.
We really need to find that doctor, but he's in the wind right now, so Hewitt it is. We at least know where he's going to be.
This is true. Shall we go?
That's
Let's go. Let's actually take one of the carriages out front, not walk.
You cover the body back out up and you exit. And as you exit, because it's still on the same floor as the main exit and the morgue are both on the same floor, you make your way out into the lobby where you all see the main face of a short little halfling boy, like overalls on, a little bit of a straw hat. He looks to be sitting patiently, and you see Pecker says, "Oh, constables, one of your friends here just came in, so they needed to talk to you."
Who?
And
Hello.
Theo
Yeah.
immediately jumps
Oh.
up, kind of gives you a big wave, "Hi, Theo," and just like
Hi.
comes over, gives Vincent a big old hug. So I did what you told me to last night. Told me to keep an eye on the lady. She eventually left, like to go get some dinner, and she walked back. Nothing happened, and I decided just let's keep it up, stay up a little bit because I wanted to play with the torch bugs that were flying around. And but this morning, she left to get some coffee, and when she was coming by, someone talked to her for a little bit, and I thought I don't know if that might be useful, so I decided to tell you.
What do they look like?
They were kind of thin and reedy. They had like a little bit of a thin mustache. They looked like a little bit of like an officer. They're kind of just like
Porter.
yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab his little cheeks. And I'm like, you did so good.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Happy to help, of course. I tried to follow him for a little bit, actually, because I thought that might have been interesting. And I followed him down an alley, and then he was just gone. There was, like, no doors or anything. He was just gone. And then I got, like, really, really scared, so I ran away.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I go back to the cork board.
Back up to the corkboard. Yeah.
Well,
We
thank
should
you so
request
much,
these to be
DM.
portable, so you can just take these wherever you want, Sanai.
Can I just rip it? I'm gonna rip it.
I'll pull it off if you want.
Corkboard's hanging off, so you can absolutely take it
Oh my
down.
gosh.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Forget the cork board. I'll just grab my journal.
Where should I put these?
Put it back.
Put it back.
Uh,
Put it back on there. Thank you.
uh,
I'm helping.
he
You
was
are.
like,
You are.
he says, "Do you need me to keep watching, or can I go like back to classes? I have like class in like an hour or so. So we like together."
No, you don't have to keep watching her. I don't think you should have followed that guy either. That sounds really not scary. But
Oh,
do you
yeah,
think we
it
could?
was really scary, but I like to think that I'm brave. And he kind of pops up his chest. Like,
You're very brave.
also the suspect
very
is like part
Brave,
of the.
Theodore.
Yeah. Thank you.
Could we drop him off on our way to, or get as close as we can? Would you guys mind?
No, I like this one.
We're going north anyway.
So just come with us and we'll drop you off on the way to so you don't have to walk all the way back to class.
I mean, I think the university's like all the way on the southwest side of the district.
Oh.
I would say it's on the opposite side of where you are going.
Yeah.
To Perry
Oh.
Lake. Like, it's
Well,
fine.
then-
I can call a carriage. I'll be fine.
Why don't we tell one of our carriages to take him?
I think so.
Okay. Alright. You'll head outside then and board your carriage, and the driver of the carriage looks to be like a very fresh face, barely out of puberty young boy. Who's got like a little vest on, has like a little not a badge, official badge, but more like a patch that marks him as an employee of the OHC. And he just kind of has a bit of a hat on, and he just kind of gives you a tip of the hat as you come. He hops off. He quickly rushes over. "I'm sorry, sirs, madam. I have everything ready for you." And he opens the door for you all to hop into the carriage. And he'll get like a little, pulls out like a little step stool for those of you that are a bit shorter than the others for you to easily hop in.
All right.
Shotgun.
Want to ride up front with me? You can ride up front with me.
Emmanuel yelled shotgun, but still got in the carriage.
Alright. And the boy is just kind of looking at you and like curiosity. And he's like, "Okay, buddy, you help the rest of you onto the carriage." Puts the step stool like back in the carriage, shuts the door behind you, hops up, and then he opens like that window behind your seat. "So where are we going?"
Parity Lake.
Parody Lake? Any place specific?
The
Go for it. Yeah.
no, I was just going to say the police headquarters there. Huh?
Oh, we're going there? I thought we were seeing how Hewan.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Right.
This is why you should have spoken, not me. Huh?
Do you know do you know Heward Seacham?
His factory.
I do not.
Alcastle
know
Etching
Seacham.
Factory. 47
No.
Magazine Street.
I assumed it's probably somewhere in the row of factories over there. Once we get there, we can ask for directions. And
Right.
be able to drive. Okay. 47, yep. So we're going to Heward Seacham's factory.
Let's go.
You're doing a great
you-
job.
You make your way through Central District on top of your carriage and towards Heward Seacham's factory. One moment. You open up the right page. Alright, there we go. It takes you like the better part of an hour to get there. A little over an hour to get there. It's still pretty early in the morning. I will say the weather today is no longer raining. It's no longer raining, but it's still very hot and humid and muggy, being the subtropical climate. And as you get closer and closer to Parody Lake, it becomes a bit harder to breathe just because of the constant pollution and smoke. And if you look out the windows of your carriage, you can actually see people have opted to wrap bandanas around their fronts of the face to sort of protect themselves from the pollution, or make some sort of makeshift mask, or have these high-collared shirts and jackets that they can hold over their mouths and noses as you're walking through this district. You make your way towards the factory and the address that you gave. The boy in front has to ask for clarifying directions from a few passerbys as he walks along, as he drives you along, and he eventually heads towards someplace fairly close to the back to Parody Lake itself. And you see what looks to be something very, very different about Hewood's factory compared to all of the other factories that are on the street. In front of the other factories, you see what look to be crowds of protesters that are holding up, that are just chanting, just shouting at the doors and walls of these other buildings. There are guards posted up alongside all of these factories, including Hewood's. But in front of Hewood's, you don't see any protest whatsoever. The driver pulls up and kind of gives you a pops off, quickly opens the door and puts the step stool over there for you all to quickly step down. He will offer a hand to Sanai and Dahlia out of respect or deferment and helps you down.
Right. Thank you so much.
Oh, of course. I'll wait out here for you.
Yeah, sounds good. Just keep yourself safe. A bit of unrest. Okay.
And he'll kind of give you like a very stiff back salute that's just kind of a little bit awkward. Like he's not sure if he needs to salute or not, but just commits to it eventually and gives you a crisp salute. And then looks a little bit embarrassed. And then quickly gets back on the seat of his carriage and just pulls his hood over his face. Slumps his shoulders.
Super late.
I give him a very big salute back.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what to do with that, and it's like, salutes you back.
I know.
I salute him again.
No.
Okay, bye.
But
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab Emmanuel by like the scruff of the neck.
And like a cat, I'm very used to this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Such
Yeah.
He felt bad. I wanted to help.
It's fine.
The factory, Hewood's factory itself looks to be a very, very large building. There's definitely smoke, noxious fumes sort of pouring outside of the top of it. And you can smell this sort of very bitter, acrid smell in the air around the factory. But the door of the guards, there's two guards posted out in front of the doors as you approach. And they kind of like give you a nod, and look over. And one of them just kind of goes, sorry, I don't think I'm familiar with you. You work here, or you know someone that works here, or...
We're with the constabulary. We were looking for Mr. Seacham.
Flash badge.
Oh, yes, he's probably in his office. You flash the badge, he clocks the badge, and it just kind of gives you a serious nod. Absolutely. I'll take you to his office if you'd like. And
Very, very, very quickly. Have you seen any other RHC officers with this badge?
No, you are the first that I've seen.
Yes.
Or just silently.
He's after the doctor. She's maybe.
I was trying to keep up, man.
Mm-hmm.
The guard sort of opens the door to the factory, and you see there are definitely probably a good 25, 30 workers or so. And as you enter, you can see that the purpose of this factory is to make acid. And you can see this big, like, I don't even know, like, these sort of enchanted steel bins where they're just trying to, like, make acid, figure out how to make it, and all of the workers in here do look to have like masks that they put over their face as well. The guard sort of like reaches over to the wall next to the doors, grabs some masks for you all to put on yourself, cover your face one here, it's a bit toxic, and he says, "Follow me." And he leads you towards a set of stairs that looks like it takes you up to like a catwalk of some sorts. And at the top of the catwalk, you see there's like what looks to be an office that's like perched over there with windows looking on every side, so the boss was down there would be able to look down at any given point in time and see what's going on. You make your way up to follow the guard over, and he says, one moment, please. He gives a quick rap, and you hear a voice from there. It's a very, very tired-sounding voice, and says, enter. The door opens, and the guard leads you in, and you see sitting there's a desk that has been sitting, and near the desk it looks to be kind of like a miniature laboratory of sorts, where there's a man sitting by there. It's definitely not OHSA compliant, definitely not. Well, there looks to be different sort of alchemical compounds being used and mixed as if he's experimenting and trying new things. The man behind there is a very, very, well put together man. He has a suit that is brown. He's black with short black hair and a bit of like a kind of goatee of sorts that he has. His sleeves are sort of rolled up at the cuffs. Says, yes, hello.
Good morning, Mr. Seacham. Sorry to disturb. We are with the constabulary. We just have a few questions for you. You knew Nalasa Hume?
Of course, anything I can do to help, I'd be happy to help.
I assume you've probably heard what happened to her?
I'm sorry,
Or is
what happened to
nobody... Nalasa Hume?
Nalasa?
She was one
What
of your
trouble does she
workers?
get herself into now?
Oh, no, you guys. It's
She
all
has
video.
passed.
She's gone, yes. She's passed away.
This is sort of stunned pause for a moment, as he just sort of lets the weight of that settle onto him. And then he takes a step back and he sits back in his chair. You can see him just bury his face in his hands for a moment. He takes this big, big inhale of air. I wish I could say I was surprised, but just sort of clicks his tongue at that, and
You expected Miss Hume to be in this sort of engagement?
I mean, no, I don't know what engagement. I don't know. Just
You expected her to be dead.
yeah.
Why?
My uncle, Nabard, he's a bit of a sky seer of sorts. He warned her, and he warned me. He warned me that an adopted daughter would blindly ride the wind to her demise. And I told her, and I warned her that she needed to be safe. But she seemed very, very insistent on continuing on this path that she put herself on.
You keep talking about this path. Could you please elaborate? What specific path are you discussing? And what activities did that entail?
She has been trying to befriend someone, get involved with some things that I've been trying to steer her away from, if you would. You could tell that he's struggling, like he doesn't want to. I would say specifically Vincent. You can tell, because you right now have the highest sort of passive perception of anyone in this group. You can tell that he is struggling to. He doesn't want to speak ill of the dead. That's something. You can tell that he had a lot of affection for this person, and he may have once tried to steer on a different path. You could tell that he seems disappointed. with himself more than anything else.
Oh no. You're muted. Oh, there you
Grab his hand, noticing this,
Yeah.
and just say, there's nothing you could have done, but knowing the most we can bring her to her death to justice.
She nods. Thank you. And gives her hand a little bit of squeeze. Very grateful squeeze. And just feel like I may have, in my attempts to guide her, may have inadvertently steered her into the path she found herself on.
How
How
would
long
you
can-
have done that? Sorry.
Go ahead.
What were you steering her toward? You would think that.
Can you say that again, Kim?
What were you steering her toward that you would think that?
I wanted to instill a sense of pride in the work we're doing here in this factory isn't like the work what they're doing at the other places. But I think she just saw that as a confirmation that he closes his eyes and he swallows for a bit. The others needed to be punished for how they treated their workers. Maybe I should have
So she-
reported something, and I apologize. Maybe I should have reported something to you, or the Paradise Lake Police Department, or something. But I thought I could help her.
It sounds like maybe you should have reported something to us, huh? Maybe this all could have been a different story if you had. I'm trying to demoralize him, by the way. Above the board here.
Oh, you want to demoralize him? All right, you absolutely can try
man.
and do that if you want. You all see Alexias just begin to like needle that, make an intimidation check on that.
Right.
That is a very, very, very good roll. 24. 24. You see his, like, he collapses in on himself and just sort of like buries his face in his hands. He's at that moment where you get the sense that he wants to cry, but he can't even muster up the energy to do that.
Mhm. You know, it's too bad that this is the way things have to
Alexias.
go. It's too bad. But perhaps now you'll be more willing to share. Can you tell us a little bit about her contacts that you're so worried about?
Vincent turns away and looks out one of the factory windows at this point.
That's okay. This is too harsh for your delicate eyes.
Yeah.
I turn away.
He kind of like nods, just like she was trying to befriend Gale.
Mhm. And did she?
I don't know. She would speak to my uncle often, as my uncle does have ties to her, Gale. Not in a way that, not, and he quickly like tries to catch himself. I don't mean like as a adherent of what Gale does, but more of that my uncle knows Gale and has also been trying to talk to Gale about maybe not being so, maybe less violent methods of getting.
You're saying that your family has direct ties to the worst terrorists in the city.
I love my uncle, but it can be very frustrating being his nephew or being
sure.
related to him. Having someone who can tell the future, predict the future, is always, always, always giving you advice, even when you don't want it. My
Mr.
uncle and
Sichim, apologies, please continue.
my uncle and I have an okay relationship, but we don't necessarily seek each other out.
And if I wanted to seek out your uncle, how should I go about doing so?
He has a henge in the cloudwood. I can give you directions to that.
I would very much like them.
He'll give you directions to it. It's less of a street address, because the cloudwood is very much a mountain that is just covered with trees, and more of directions like follow this path and you see this stone that looks like a bear. Turn left over there onto this other path. Those kind of directions versus
We're gonna get
an actual thing.
lost.
That's what
I'm furiously writing these down.
Once he's done and probably double checked the directions, so that way we have it down pat. Goodfellow would speak up and say, "Mr. Sichim, please know that while I do not speak on behalf of the entire RHC, you do have my sympathies. It can be difficult, but it can be a difficult path to turn someone from the wrong road, but always worth trying. And I do find that admirable, even if it was less than successful here. I will have to insist some upon you. We will need access to Nilasa Hume's workstation. We believe it has been said that she has a residence in or around this factory. We will also need access to anything that you know or have any pertinent information on Ford, Sorghum, or Travis Starter, as we believe that they may have further information for us.
Says I can absolutely take you up to her room. It is just right up the stairs over here. And you see that there's like in this little office, there's another set of stairs that leads up to like a smaller room, like another level up there. I can take you up there, sir. As for those two people, I am not familiar with them. Can you describe them to me? I did have an encounter with two men recently.
We don't have a description of these two, do we? We just have their
Oh.
names. Oh, that was Michael
Oh,
asking
that
you.
side of
Yeah,
I don't think we do.
no,
I don't believe so. No.
just names.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I cannot furnish you with their appearances as of yet. We have heard their names come up in association with perhaps past activities of Mrs. Hume. We were unsure necessarily if you were aware of their relationships or if they also had any employment here.
I am not. Those names do not sound familiar to me. I take pride in that I know the names of all my workers. They do not sound familiar to me. If they were associates of Nalasa, I doubt they were the men that stopped by.
Perhaps former employees, very short term.
I would know them by their names if they were, unless they used other names.
Thank you very much. And I assume, given your personal connection to this case, you are more than willing to further assist us should we call upon you.
Of course.
I had one quick question. How long had you known Nalasa?
Known Lhasa for, I think about ever since she left. Actually, let me look this up, give you the accurate information. I've known her for about a year and a half.
And you took a liking to her in a year and a half.
Yeah.
What made her so different than your other employees?
She reminded me of my mother in some ways. And she came here looking for work. I gave her a temporary job. She wasn't very well suited to the kind of work we do, but she needed help. But she got herself on her feet, and I had a spare room upstairs. I offered to rent it out to her. And she's been with me ever since.
What exactly do you do here? I know those big, huge things look filled with like
Yes.
acid. It's quite scary.
Yeah, we craft acid here. The acid is often used, sold to members of the Missouri military. I believe they're working on a ship past Governor's Island. Supposed to be an incredible, impressive warship. Most of our contracts are with government officials. A few other contracts are for other factories that may need acid to etch whatever materials they are creating as well.
Can you use acid in any other type of alchemical mixtures or concoctions?
I'm just limited to more of the industrial purposes. I don't know.
Was Nilasa a accomplished alchemist? Do you know?
No, she never really took to any of that.
Do you know any alchemists?
I mean, I know a few, yeah. There's a few
Okay.
consultants that we've had that have helped me here and there.
Did any of them have names that were followed the initials DW?
He furrows his brow like he was thinking, one moment. And he grabs like this book from like his desk and starts flipping through. It looks to be a sort of a logbook of purchases and employee expenses and things like that. And he just sort of scans towards like the independent contractors and scanning through them. And then after a while he says, no, doesn't look like it. And you see, one what I'll also look for, what was named Ford and Travis. And he scans
Yeah.
through that as well. He doesn't, he shakes his head, no.
I appreciate your looking anyways.
You said you had a run-in with a couple of men. What exactly happened there?
You see, he looks at the guard that's in the room with you. And he says, sorry, my cat just jumped in my lap. Francis, can you give us a moment, please? Close the door behind you. The guard just kind of gives a nod and he shuts the door behind him. He kind of goes to the windows, just quickly begins pulling
Ooh.
some blinds down. He takes like one quick peek, very, very nervous peek already. He's already kind of a mess just from Alexias absolutely breaking him. And you can see his hands sort of like trembling as he's like pulling these blinds down.
I do not help him, by the way.
I certainly don't either.
I do. I saw his picture.
They didn't give their names. They threatened me. They wanted me to provide them with some of my acid for their own purposes. They didn't give any details on that. They came by twice. The first time I said, I can't do that. I have to account for all of my materials because part of the hazardous materials. I have government contracts. I need to account for everything. They were very, very angry. They made some allusions to the fires that had been striking around the district, saying they would be back. The second time, two different men came, and I stalled. And I said I needed some time to arrange something. And I had them followed. Francis followed them. And he said he followed them away from the lake towards the nettles. That's as far as it could be tracked. They scared me. I
Why?
don't know yet what I'm going to do.
All right.
What was it just their persistence that scared you? Or was it something
The
different?
threats, they threatened to burn down. They didn't threaten me directly. They made some implications.
Understood.
This,
Okay.
yeah, like, it'd be a shame if your factory burned down the way these others have. It's such a nice place. They're very, very deliberate in their words.
All right.
Got it.
Could this Francis show us where they disappeared in the Netherlands?
I can ask him to, sure. He lost them. I don't know if you've been to the Nettles. It's just a mess of different roads and paths and switchbacks. It's very, very easy to get
Understood.
lost there.
Sure.
I think the only other thing that all four of them smelled odd, like of burnt engine grease.
Did they carry any weapons or signs of magical potential?
I don't know about magical. They did have weapons.
hmm
Crossbows, pistols, swords, clubs, this sort of things.
Any of them have a shitty little pencil thin mustache? Any chance?
No, one of them had a mustache, but it wasn't pencil thin. No. No.
Right.
Were any of their initials DW?
I did not get their names.
Right. I would imagine they give them.
That's a maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, well, just a tiny thing you might not know. Did you know Nalasa to wear a certain necklace? Anything?
The necklace, no,
Maybe-
she didn't have any jewelry.
Okay.
It's possible we will return to speak with this Francis, huh?
He kind of gives you a nod. I'll make sure Francis is available for you. He works the day shift. So, and he just kind of, he's like avoiding Alexia's gaze at this point,
Mhm.
looking towards everyone else. I would like to bury her if I can. In the cloudwood.
We'll see what we can do about that.
We only had the body for a day. Then it was it? Where was it going?
It's there. They were gonna bury it. The RHC
Bury
was
it,
gonna
okay.
bury it themselves. It's like a lot of bodies that don't have any family ties just get buried in.
Okay.
She is currently at the RHC headquarters. If you make your way there, we can release the body to you, sir.
Okay. I will do that. Thank you.
I will personally send a missive stating to not do anything with the body until you arrive.
You know what? I think I will go now. So, if
Right.
you could write that missive that I could take to them, that would be helpful.
Yes,
Just so they
I
know
will.
that I can claim it.
Yes, I will write that.
He'll give you like a piece of paper, or you can pull something out of your journal. Just get something out. He'll take the paper and put it in his pocket. He reaches for another coat that he can pull over himself.
It's just a letter to Peggy. It says, "Dear Peggy, please give him Nalasa Hume's body."
It's written in Comic Sans.
Oh God.
Please, please.
and-
Emmanuel is a papyrus man.
Ah!
My respects.
He would just kind of looks. If there's nothing else, I would like. Oh, I should show you her room.
Yes, please.
Yes.
He'll lead you up there. It's like a short flight of stairs up to one, and it's just like the top level of this sort of office has just two rooms that are split by a hall. He'll push open the door to one of them. There's not much in here. It just looks like there's like a cot, a little chest of clothes, and a little writing desk with a chair. But there's not much else in here. The desk has a few papers on it, like a little small book as well. That's it.
I look behind the desk.
You look behind the desk. Some dust bunnies back there, but nothing else.
I'd like to inspect this book.
I'm gonna do that for the rest of the campaign, and it will work once.
Yeah. You look at the book. This looks to be. It isn't. It's a lesson book for like how to speak. Okay. Like different common phrases. Like she was teaching herself to speak Fae, and you could see phrases sort of being highlighted, underlined, those kind of things.
Interesting.
Can I just look around the room?
Sure, make a perception check.
Thank you.
You see Heward's just standing in the hall watching this. 21, not bad. 21, you just kind of like look through the room, rummage around things. Making sure not to be too disturbing because you see Heward is watching you. But you're doing a pretty thorough search. You don't find anything that jumps out at you. There's a small pouch of money, just a few copper coins, and that's it, in one of the desk drawers. Her clothes look to be the same style of clothes that she was wearing when she died. Nothing fancy, nothing rich. There's no like jewelry box or anything like that either. So the papers that are on her desk just looks to be chicken scratch of like her trying to translate phrases from Fae to Elven. They look to be nothing that catches your eye or anything. It's just like her practicing the Elven script, or the Fae script, I should say, versus some secret passphrases or codes. It's just like, where is the library in Elvish or Fae or whatever?
Donde está la biblioteca?
That's Baron. That's Baron. I
Oh,
think it's
I'm
more.
sorry.
I would say, Fae script is more akin to Hindi script.
Oh.
The sort of very, very dramatically different script.
I'll pop a detect magic just because it's free and I can.
All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Might as well.
He weren't no startled at that, but after washes over, it's fine. There's no magic in here.
Just checking. Okay.
Is he with us? Is Heward still with us?
Yes,
Yeah,
he's watching
out in the
us.
hall.
It is.
He's not bothering you. He's out in the hall.
Excellent. I'm gonna go back out into the hall with Heward, my
Oh.
buddy, my friend.
Your bestie.
I am. I'm gonna light up a cigarette.
No.
Oh, the actor.
Give me acid effect.
And you pull down your mask. You pull down your mask to smoke. Yeah.
Yeah. She was learning Fae, huh?
Yeah.
Why?
I think she mentioned that is Gale's preferred language.
About how long was this going on?
A couple months. Like 2 or 3.
And in that time, 2 or 3 months that she was trying to contact the terrorist and learn the language.
I didn't know she was trying to contact the terrorist until maybe a couple weeks ago, but she had been trying to learn Fae for quite some time.
You had no questions before that. Why Fae? Why now?
I mean, it's reserved. There's a lot of Fae out in the woods. This country, and I know you're not from here, I can tell by your accent, but this country is definitely has its history and tied with the Fae. And I encouraged her because I thought maybe wanted to go to university. She found something that she was passionate about. She wanted to learn more about that. I didn't expect what happened to happen.
Very good. Put out my cigarette on my own arm.
On your own arm. You can see him just kind of look at you. Part mixture of it being impressed and also fear that you just put a cigarette out on your arm.
Mhm.
Are you resistant to fire damage?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I'm just kind of weird.
Just
Wasn't
weird.
sure if that was a fun mechanical synthesis or if you were just.
Maybe one day, but for now, I think I just want to freak this guy out. You know what I mean?
God, this poor man.
You're gonna ruin his life with guilt.
Ah,
I'm just gonna sit out here and wait for my companions. I don't have to be anywhere.
Yeah.
your
There's not much
companions,
in here.
I
none
would
of
have
you-
been, if I would have seen Alexias go outside, I would have stayed in, but like kept an ear to hear what they were talking about.
Mhm.
That makes sense. Yeah, none of you find anything of note in this room.
Okay.
He was like, if there's nothing else, I'd like to head to constabulary. Maybe start making preparations for a burial.
Thank you very much for your time. I'm very sorry for your loss.
He gives you a nod.
We're gonna do our best to find out what happened.
He would lead you down into the main floor of the factory, and as he does, he'll stop by and speak to Francis, one of the guards, and says, "Hey, they might stop by later, talk to you. I just want to know about those two men, where they went to. Just show them and give them directions if they need it. Be on your guard. I'm going to head to the constabulary. I'll talk to you about it later. Let the other people know everything's fine." And Francis just sort of gives a nod. Yes, sir. Make sure. Keep things under control. And then he what says, gives you just a quick nod, but he heads outside to call a carriage, taken to the constabulary. The rest of you sort of head outside. Francis will open the door for you as an exit.
Yeah, as soon as Heward is kind of out of our earshot and we're out of the building, I'm gonna pull on Alexias.
Mhm.
I would like to remind you that that's the victim of this crime, and we're not here to intimidate the victim.
I'd like to remind you that you do not know he is the victim, and until we have solved this crime, everyone is a suspect. You have your techniques, and I have mine.
I cannot just stand idly by while you hurt somebody else who could give us useful information. You don't have to constantly do it with fear and pain.
I did not hurt him. I asked him
You
questions,
clearly
and he
did,
answered them.
Alexias.
We got the information.
I don't think we did.
All right. Well, then perhaps we should go see his uncle. Never teach him, huh?
Nobody checked if he was lying.
I would have known.
I assumed he was telling the truth.
A person that attractive always lies.
I'm already in the carriage.
Oh my god.
I'll say for visual
Who
purposes.
hurt you?
I'll say for visual purposes, you look like Anthony Mackie of sorts.
That's
very-
exactly what I-
very-
Sure, yeah.
Very
Yeah.
handsome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
handsome man.
Got that from the visual.
Yeah.
Anthony Mackie as a wealthy industrialist. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Well, maybe we shouldn't have this spat here.
I'm already in the carriage. I said that. I walked away.
Just saying.
What's that? There's no that.
Now you hop
Yes.
into the carriage just in anger, like the carriage driver isn't even able to open the door before you get in. I mean, just holds the door open for the rest of you. Hops you in.
Thank you.
You
All right,
all
let's-
hop in the carriage. You give directions to the carriage driver. You're going to Navard's. Is that the plan?
We didn't
So-
decide, but
Yeah,
that's the
we
next
have-
place on our
Okay.
And the reformatory. is
and
also-
reformatory, yeah. So we can go to either.
I honestly don't know how much we'll get from the reformatory, but
Me
it's worth a
neither.
shot.
Yeah.
If we find something else, another lead, I would say we can probably push that in front of the reformatory.
I also
Okay.
think the Navard's place in the Cloudwood, I think, is closer. to
Mhm.
where we are, looking at the map.
Do we want to
Sounds
do
like
that
she was-
now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. She was talking to him more than she was talking to Heward.
And he was talking to Gale.
He was talking to Gale. Yes.
I want to throw out a thought that occurred to me during the conversations there. This young woman seemed very passionate about Gale and wanting to make contact. I'm curious what the exact nature of their relationship was, or what Nilasa wanted it to be. Obviously, she did not care particularly for her quote-unquote boyfriend. We could be dealing with a situation that is fraught with emotional ties.
Possibly.
People will be people.
People kill for two reasons: money and love, right?
Are there only two?
No.
Anyway. So I guess
Dahlia dealing with all of us.
I'm just trying to get through a day. Trying to be a good person. It's fine. Okay. Let's go visit an uncle.
Anger is a third.
And pride.
Mm.
And we make our way out of listing.
As you're making away, as you're counting,
And
uh,
swords!
Angry.
you head past, you get in the carriage, begin making your way down towards the Cloudwood. You have to kind of take the long way around Courtney Hill to get there, and you pass more of these statues with these protests happening in front of them. You hear the shouts and sort of the protests, you kind of get the gist. You know that these protests have been happening for several months now. The factory owners over there have been... Go ahead. Yes, Emmanuel?
I wanted to confirm, apologies. Goodfellow has had some experience with some of these strikes before. I assume how Hubert Seacham was not one of the people that I had. It was
No.
somebody else.
If anything, I would say you would know that Seacham is considered by dockers and by factory works one of the good ones. People want to work for him. I think what the real reason why a lot of these protests are happening is people wanted better working conditions and better pay, and there ended up being talk of a walkout or a strike. And as soon as the factory owners got wind of it, they chained them in the factories. They chained all the workers inside the
And
factories.
we heard about that, yeah.
They will not let them leave unless they produce their quota, and even then, only if a new worker came in to replace the old one. And they're not paying any workers until the protest ends. So a lot of the people outside are the family members of these workers, the family members of these factory workers that are trying to get their loved ones free.
And we did not see any people being restrained or chained in Seacham's.
Yeah, I mean, there are some pretty strong-looking, beefy guards like in front of these doors with the chains on them, who are guarding them. If people try to push forward, you can see that they're ready to push back. So.
Okay. Yeah, that was kind of the vibe I got, that he's one of the better taskmasters around here.
You make your way towards the past Fortune Hill, past the meadows, and into the Cloudwood itself. As you hit the Cloudwood, a lot of these cobbled streets are going to begin giving way to more patchy dirt roads, and some that don't even feel like a road, but more of just maybe an animal has a large enough animal walk route to allow you to navigate your carriage, and the carriage slows down significantly as it sort of tries to navigate a lot of this, especially because the Cloudwood itself is just these massive woods forests that are built on top, that are sort of growing outside of a mountain range. You start to following the path, you start to make an ascent up the mountain, away from the city of Flint proper. As you do, your lungs start to clear up. There's still a bit of smog, a bit of smoke just drifting out from Flint. There's no way to really get out away from that. But the air does feel lighter here, does feel fresher. Your carriage driver has lowered his mask on him so he can be freely breathing the air. It takes you a good 2 or 3 hours of that travel to get there. As you're sort of navigating through this cloud woods, following these very, very haphazard directions, turning right at the fallen tree, left at the statue of this bear, a rock that looks like a bear, and every now and then the carriage driver stops, like, wait, mind if like, missed a turn, reverses, whips the horses, go down a different way. Vincent, Dahlia, Alexias. The world just kind of like expands a little. You find yourself back on like a well-written track or path of sorts. And the three of you hear off in the distance some popping noises. Like off the same path which you're going on further away.
Right. I think as soon as we hear that, I'm gonna like tap on the. I'm imagining this has like glass, like a little cabby
It's not
thing,
glass,
like
but it's like
window.
wood. But
Yeah, yeah. It'll be like, hey, stop.
Yeah, you pull the
Yeah, stop the carriage. Stop the carriage.
Oh.
Stop the carriage. Stop driving.
Yeah, you pull the reins on the horses. The carriage stops. Yes.
Just get down, and I want to like slowly like open the door and like just take a look around outside.
Yeah, you take
See
a
if I
look
can see anything
outside,
in the brush.
and you see the path kind of goes around like these bends of sort continually high up. It's hard to really get a look of where it is just because of the nature of this path. There's trees just lining all these sides, but you can see a path continuing up the mountain if you kind of gaze upwards. However, after a moment of just kind of looking, can you make me a perception check?
Happy to. Would absolutely love to.
Get it?
Alright.
I'll put my hand on your shoulder and just see you looking out and say, "Is everything okay?" And you feel like this little tinge of
that-
Great success! A natural 20 quick success. You look out and you feel Sanai's hand on Alexia's shoulder. You now know the sounds probably confirms your suspicions of being gunshots, and you hear a few more off in the distance. And then off, you see the path that comes around the bank. You see something off in the distance that looks like a white figure moving very, very rapidly towards you. And as it gets
Slender Man.
closer and closer, the form begins to take shape of that of a horse, just quickly racing down the path, and it has trailing along behind it. It looks like it had some reins, but there's nothing attached to it that might have once been attached to a carriage. The rein is attached to like a piece of wood that has been shattered, and it comes running by. And all of you, as you look out, you see this horse racing by with this arrow that is stuck into one of its thighs.
Oh,
Wow.
And it doesn't stop, it just keeps racing past you.
Right. I want to like look back into the carriage and just say gunshots. And I also want to like lean out and kind of like get out a little bit. I want to grab the driver kid and I want to pull him into the carriage proper with us so he's protected.
He gets pulled into the carriage with you. I would say the gunshots don't seem to be getting any closer. They seem to be kind of stationary in terms of like the distance from you. But the kid like immediately gets yanked into the carriage.
I want to like kind of bring us all in, like we're in this, you know, at least kind of we have the shield of the carriage around us right now, so it's not quite as dire as it could be. And I'm going to say, I heard gunshots outside. I do not think we should continue in this carriage forward, but I do think we should keep moving forward. I
Where the
propose,
gunshots are.
yes, I propose that we go on foot.
Why
Right.
wouldn't we drive the carriage?
Well, if we're going to drive the carriage, he shouldn't drive, eh?
I'll drive.
Do you know how to drive a
Also,
carriage?
I have driven a carriage before.
That is not what I asked.
So we're gonna go towards.
I have driven, and I only crashed once.
I'd rather not get these horses hurt.
Does anyone here know how to drive a carriage? I'm ignoring Emmanuel.
Like the kid just raised his hand, this is just part of a job. I can do it.
Yeah.
I'm the RHC. I'm part of the RHC. I can do it.
How old is this kid?
It's like 16.
He's like maybe
Kid, right?
13, 14.
Oh God, no, he's a
I'm
baby.
ignoring him
No!
too. Absolutely not.
Oh,
And
We
I
can
would look
go
at
on.
Sanai and be like, we have to move forward. There could be
Ah.
people in danger. There could be people.
We're
who
gonna
are-
die. We're gonna go into the place where there are gunshots. We're gonna walk on foot towards gunshots.
We
That was not what
may-
they told me. This part of the job entailed. They did not say that there was a huge chance I might die.
I'm getting out of the carriage.
I'm also getting out of the carriage.
Sanai.
I have a shield. I'm getting out of the carriage. It is up.
Yeah.
And I am moving into the driver position of the carriage.
Oh no.
You move into the driver's position of the carriage, and you begin driving the carriage forward. Someone else
choo-choo!
said they were getting out. Who else said they were getting out?
Dahlia, but I want to grab her and pull her back in.
Oh, he's like,
Yeah, I was going to
actually
say,
driving.
you're kind of like swinging on the door for a moment as the whips
Yes.
crack, but Alexias grabs you
Why?
and pulls you back into the carriage. All right,
Oh.
Emmanuel,
Choo-choo!
I need a nature check from you.
Oh, I'm
Oh.
very good at that.
Boy.
I will say that these are trained horses. They're trained by the
Yes.
RHC, so the DC is not going to be that high.
I trust the horses more than the child.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. You keep walking up. And you...
Listen, I'm made of meat and little else, so like I can take some bullets.
Oh.
You continue heading up, peeking out the window every now and then, whoever needs to. You kind of head up and around the switchback to get higher and higher. I think you're approaching close to, let's say, 2,000 feet above sea level, so the air's getting a little bit thin. Or we go over here as well.
Is it less polluted?
And yeah.
Driving
It's-
is exciting.
It's still polluted. Pollution rises. So it's still polluted. It's not as polluted, but it's still polluted. You eventually end up turning one of these switchbacks, and you see what looks to be a definite very scuffle going on. Where the switchback is, you see this carriage that looks to be that is missing a horse, another horse just frantically pawing at the ground, and the carriage looks to be teetering off the side of the switchback, ready to fall down. And
Which is why we had to go.
Okay, something needs to happen when I see this.
let me finish describing first.
Okay, yeah.
You see three men that are sort of huddled behind this carriage with their pistols out, occasionally leaning over the side and firing off to a higher part of the switchback. Looking over there, you see looks to be some people dressed in the garbs of very more rustic nature, like these green cloaks designed to sort of blend into the forest and woods of sort that have bows and arrows that they're firing at this carriage. There looks to be two on one side and another on a complete different side, and I will show you the map soon.
Okay.
But on the one on the other side looks to have what looks to be a falcon perched on like one of its shoulders, and there is he looks to have just finished casting a spell, and you see the air apparate in front of him shift and change, and this creature that looks like a very, very large mosquito of some sorts with this very thick proboscis, probably be about the size of a let's say a
Mosquito.
large cat, begins buzzing some distance in front of him, begins flying down towards the carriage and towards those guards.
Theo would love this.
Yeah, you would.
Theo would love this. Theo would definitely love this. There's that. There's a person up. And two of the archers that are on the ledge on the other side quickly fire some arrows. You see one of these men with a pistol sort of leans out to try and fire and takes an arrow right to the eyeball, collapses, falls over, begins tumbling down the hill, crashing down to the ground below.
Oh, you
And
hate to
here's
see it.
where we are going to take our 10-minute break. When we come back, we will jump into our first combat of this
First
campaign.
combat.
Let's
Alright, So
combat.
chat, we'll be back
Let's
in
not
10 minutes
die.
at 8:05.
Yay.
See you then. Alright, I see we are back-ish. The one will be joining us shortly. There's Lauren. Great. They're going to kick off this combat shortly. I'm going to say for those of you watching, this is, for many of our players, our very first time playing Foundry and playing Pathfinder 2e. It's going to be messy, but that's part of learning the system. I'm going to be explaining things as they come up, as best as I can. I have encouraged the players to ask questions. I'll be happy to explain as we go along. So this will be a learning experience for most of us. Both Fitz and I have a lot of experience in Pathfinder 2e. Fitz may chime in if he sees something that might be helpful as well.
Yes, sir.
So, we are now on this battle map. On the battle map, you can see several people. You can see to the northwest, we have 2 people over here. We can see this weird insect-looking thing over here. We can see this guy who looks like he cast a spell to summon it over there. Over here looks the carriage. And you see a wheel of the carriage just sort of tilted over, and it looks dangerously close to falling. And I'm going to say, you look like you've got 2, maybe 3 rounds before that carriage falls over. And from inside the carriage, you can hear a voice screaming for help.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of moving parts in this combat.
Yes.
I'm still like our first one.
Hey, we're doing
The best way to learn anything is to fail.
That's true.
That-
That's true. And
Yeah. And I'll say, hopefully the outcome is not Lou coming back to work the next day, finding all of her friends dead. Find new coworkers. We'll see. All right.
We've restructured the entire hierarchy.
With that being said, I'm going to ask for everyone to roll initiative. I'm going to get rid of some of these things.
Generally, initiative will be with perception unless you're like using a skill or like something else would be relevant and the DM agrees. Like for instance, I feel like Emmanuel could roll nature instead of perception because I'm actually
Absolutely.
like
Yeah.
moving the horse. I will choose not to do that because my nature skill is terrible.
No, that makes sense. Though.
that is a purpose that I
So sorry.
All right. Some pretty good initiative rolls. Let me roll for all the NPCs. Ooh, okay. Wow. All right. Yeah, you know, I see. So,
Wait, hold on. The dice are censored, then we see the numbers.
oh,
I don't like that already.
all right.
That's
Everyone except Richard sounds like robots.
unquestionably a caster.
Wait, hold on. No, because that's just okay. That's interesting.
All right.
You can actually see in the top left the icon.
All right. There looks to be an audio issue happening right now. Give me 1 second, please.
Well, then you better go catch it.
Thank you, chat. I'm going to... Let's add... I've muted you all for a brief moment.
No, this is, we just got to work together.
We've got this.
Chat, can you let us know? Does everyone sound
Are we
like
good?
robots still?
Uh-oh.
Wrapped up bamboo.
I am a real person.
That sounds better to one person. Great,
Just
thank you,
a
chat.
robot.
Okay.
Say.
Thank
We'll
you.
take it.
Appreciate you, chat. I would not know what to
Thank you
do
for
without
being
any of you.
here with
It's great.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't get to know people's initiative rolls until they act from the bad
Yeah.
guys.
Well,
So with that being said, we will begin this combat. Unfortunately, you are not first up.
Please tell me that was a natural 20, that 30.
That was a...
Something.
It wasn't.
Oh
But it was close.
my.
I don't
That was
want to talk
close.
about it.
At
Oh,
least
no.
at 11. That
Alright.
hey, that's bad news, Bears.
Yeah, we. Oh no.
It's
Oh,
fine.
no.
We're fine. We're great.
Everything's
Yeah.
fine. Listen,
It is not fine. It is not great. What are you talking about?
We're gonna live forever.
Alright. You see this man who looks to be shouting orders at everyone. Like, look to the guys to the side of him. Move up. We can hit him better. And he's going to charge forward.
Mhm.
It's going to take 2 actions to move up here. Get a little closer. He's going to target one of these guys with the pistols. And fire with his bow.
Mhm.
That is going to hit.
Yeah.
Can you all see my rolls? I want to make sure you can.
I can see a 25 to hit.
Alright,
Yeah.
perfect.
I can see him just fine.
Good.
I don't like him.
I cannot see like the breakdown, which is probably deliberate.
Yeah.
I just know that the number is 25.
Perfect. Alright. He's then going to roll damage. Let's see how much damage he does. Not a very good roll, but that's going to that. So that was all 3 of his actions. Took 2 actions to move. 25 feet, 25 feet, and then he fired a shot. And I'm going to say, from what you can see from the clip face, he's probably a good, we'll say 15 feet higher than you. So I'll put a 15 foot on him. And that's going to be his entire turn. Emmanuel, you're up next.
How quickly
Emmanuel,
is
the
the
carriage is still going.
Yeah,
Your
yeah, he's still
action,
driving
you
the
can
carriage.
continue driving it or stop it.
Yeah, how quickly is the carriage going?
It's going at a pretty good speed. I believe it's going to go the speed of its slowest, so 40 feet. 40 feet
Woof.
around.
There
40
isn't
feet
any
long.
room
Action.
for this carriage to move past that switchback, what with the other carriage being crashed, is there?
No, actually, let's move it over here. No, there's not really, because you have 2 horses. No.
Okay. I am yanking back on the reins and trying desperately to stop these goddamn horses.
Mhm.
Make a nature check. These
Oh,
are trained horses, so the DC is going to be low. It's 10. You're good.
You
yeah.
got it. You got it. You got it.
You pull back on the reins and stop the horses. That's one action.
One action. Okay. Do I stop here? Do we skid forward a little? I'm curious if we have any momentum or if it's like I'm able to stop it.
The
Right.
horses just kind of like skid to a stop. They put their
Okay.
front legs out to kind of like halt themselves.
Okay.
So that's where we end up.
I am on top of the carriage right now. I'm in the coachman seat. How much elevation does that give me compared to the rock?
We'll say, let's round it up to 10 feet.
Well, actually, I'm realizing that I'm not as close as I was hoping I would be. Yeah, I can't jump 20 horizontal feet. At least not yet. I mean, I'm gonna have to get off and fucking run.
Mhm.
I can move. Will I lose any movement if I just like jump off
No, consider it part of your movement as jumping
Okay.
off. So the carriage is designed for you to be able to step off. So it's not going to cost you extra movement.
Goodfellow is running, striding twice, moving 25 feet each time to just bolt towards the carriage that is teetering, and there is somebody in there.
Yeah, you hear clear now. Just help, Bernard, help.
I'm coming! Hold on!
All right.
Yep.
That'll be it for you, I believe, Emmanuel.
Yes, sir.
Vincent, you're up next.
Okay. I will. I'm gonna stay in the carriage and open the little flap to try to see how far is is this Emmanuel? How far did he get?
It's right up next to the horse.
Right. 55. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna stay in the carriage and kind of just kind of prep any kind of I'll prep a spell. From this far I'll do Divine Lance. Can I prep a
Lance?
spell? Yeah.
I believe the ready in action is a 2-action thing, so you have to do it on a
Yeah.
1-action activity. So typically spells are 2 actions. How many actions is Divine Lance?
It's 2 actions, I believe.
I don't think you can. I do not believe you can prepare
Yeah,
that. If
so-
it's my understanding.
What's going to
Got it.
happen here, if you want to ready, there's a couple of things you can choose to do. If you're waiting to see if they get closer, you can just simply delay your entire turn. If you want to ready in action, you can spend those 2 actions to cast that divine. No, if you want to ready in action, you can only ready something that costs 1 action.
Got it.
Your
Like a
Divine
weapon
Lance costs
strike.
2 actions.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I see. Cool. Then I will I don't really have anything that's 1. So you said I can delay my turn?
Yes. So the way
Ah.
delaying turn is you just say, I'm delaying my turn, and at the end of anyone's turn, you say, I want to act now, and we put you there.
Great. That's what I would like to do.
Okay. So we would then go to this pistolier. This pistolier is going to go ahead and fire at this guy, the one that just shot at him. He's going to fire once. That is going to be a hit for 3 points of damage. He's going to spend a second action reloading. And his third action, he's going to take cover to give himself a little bit of extra bonus to AC behind the carriage.
Mhm.
So after that, let me add cover onto him. Let's say give him standard cover. It's going to be one of these brigands.
Oof.
This one's going to come charging up and get all the way up over there. He sees a big, tanky guy standing right in front of all of these things. He's going to take a shot at you, Emmanuel.
Mm.
He does not have a bow. You see him, he has a sling in his hand. He quickly whips it around himself, flings it at you, Emmanuel. That is going to hit.
Yep.
For 5 points of damage.
Alrighty.
That's going to be all 3 of his actions. The Sparkner is going to spend 1 action to command his summon. So the summon is going to kind of come this way. Cannot fly very far. Actually, let me check and see what the speed is. Well, the fly speed is 30, so we'll be able to get all the way over here. Target this guy. 1 action to move. Second action is going to be... You see this mosquito thing that has this very, very large proboscis. It's
Mhm.
called a bloodseeker.
Oh no, I hate it. Oh,
Come to Papa.
Yeah.
Come to Green Boy.
It is
No!
going to... It has like these serrations on its leg. It's going to try and grab onto this pistol here with one of its legs. That is a hit.
Hold on. I believe that is within 15 feet of. No, it's more
It
than
is,
15
but it
feet.
does no damage. This is not like a damage dealing attack. What it does instead is it attaches itself to this
Okay.
pistol here.
No.
They have to be within 15 feet. I think they're just out of range, anyways. It doesn't matter.
Oh. But that's going to be, that's 1 action. The second action, the Falconer is going to draw his longbow. And third action, he is going to fire at... Doesn't have a really good shot on anyone besides Emmanuel at the moment. So Emmanuel, Sorry to pick on you.
Last session, this session.
That is another hit.
Yeah,
Rolling
that
really
is.
well.
Oh, buddy.
That's gonna be another 3 points of damage.
Alrighty. I need to
Here.
start saving my paycheck for some better armor.
Wow.
This pistol here has this bloodsucker sort of attached to him. And you see this bloodsucker, this proboscis, looks to be kind of like trying to jab it into his neck. And he is going to drop his pistol and draw his club. Dropping as a reaction, draw his club, and try to bat away at this.
Yeah. More power to him.
Yep.
I
He's
would.
going to get 2 attacks. 1 action to draw the club. The first one is going to miss. He's in panic, swatting at this thing as it's sort of batting its wings, trying desperately to pull it off of him. The second
Oh, and he's on the
action,
edge of a
second
cliff.
attack
Oh, and he's on the
is
edge of a cliff.
also another miss.
No, buddy.
Oh, wow.
He does have a hero point, I believe.
Yep. Alright. After that, it's going to be... It's all 3 of his actions. Alexias, what 3
Excellent.
things are you going to do?
First thing I want to do is arm myself. I want to, from still within the carriage, I'm going to plunge my hand down into my shirt, and I'm going to whip out a pendant on a chain around my neck, and that pendant is about yay big, and it's a mirror. And so I want my first action to to essentially arm myself with my implement, right?
All right.
And that, I'm assuming that's a whole action for that, yeah.
Yes, drawing it as an action.
Excellent, great. So I draw it, I have it. I have it around my neck, but I also have it in my hand. As I do that, I want to kind of like peer out the window, kind of look. I can't really see, but then I want to look in the mirror. And if I can flavor this, GM, I'd like to use the mirror almost like it's scrying and focus on the mage, the summoner, and I want to exploit vulnerability.
That's all right. Go ahead and target that mage. Select that and hit T target, or right-click it and click the bullseye icon. And you see like a little dot kind of appear.
Yeah, did I do it?
Got it. You got it.
Great,
Now make
cool.
sure you have your token selected and click your exploit vulnerability macro.
Ooh.
Oh,
We
Not
have
good.
2 hero
You have
points.
hero
Yeah, that's right. I
points.
have a hero point. Yeah.
Use it.
You actually have
Definitely
2.
using that.
Yeah, you
Okay.
guys have 2 because we got an extra one after the break.
Excellent.
I
Yeah, I'm using that.
would
Make
remember
sure.
that if you have at least
Do
1
that.
and your character goes down, you can instantly stabilize and save your character from dying.
100%. That's great. Thank you for reminding me. I will use the hero point. And how do I do that? The hero
I
point.
believe you can right-click it, and then a list of things will come down. One of them says re-roll with hero point.
Gotcha.
I would say
Right
for
click.
this, don't use that for this. For this, just roll again because it's a macro. And it
Oh,
won't
because it's a
subtract.
macro. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So then I will roll again.
Nice.
Much
Way
better.
better. That is a success.
Excellent. Great.
Now, something else should have popped up asking you to pick.
Yes. And I'm deciding.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You want
go.
exploit vulnerability. The other one, the weakness one, is if something is already weak to it. It's not.
Yeah, and I would find out about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I have to do personal antithesis, correct? Is what I want here. So I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And again, flavoring this, I think what happens is I look at the mirror and this guy comes up in my mirror and I want to lick my finger and then stick my finger into the mirror and my finger pools through the silver and I want to just scratch him across his chest.
I'd say, Emmanuel, you can see this mage over there suddenly takes a step back like he's been touched by something invisible in his chest. He puts his hand unconsciously towards his chest, looks around in confusion, and then just ignores it. Doesn't know what happened yet. So.
And now with that, having done my third action, I'm going to stay in the whatchamacallit, the carriage for now, but I want to reach at my side and I want to grab my crossbow and arm myself with that. So in one hand I have my implement and the other I have my crossbow.
Perfect.
And that's my shebang.
Dahlia, you're up next.
Okay, let's see. I am going to start by drawing my crossbow. One hand. That's one. I want to get out of this carriage and start moving. My legs are so little. I can only get like there. But there's a good amount of cover. Maybe they don't notice me. What I think I would. There's walls. They could shoot straight down, but they'd have to get close to the. Anyway.
Also, the walks are kind of overhanging a bit. Those two
would
not be able to shoot down at you.
Oh, hell yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, GM.
Thank you. All right, then I will move out my full 25 feet next to this little log. And I don't think my crossbow has like a 25-foot reach. I don't think I can hit like anything from here without severe disadvantage. I think I would like to just.
I will say for ranged weapons, if you shoot beyond your ranged increment, I believe it's a -2 per, but you could, in theory, shoot well beyond it.
Range is 120 feet.
Oh,
I didn't know it was that far. Dang.
Yeah, you got some range.
You don't have a hand crossbow like Alexias has. You have a full two-handed crossbow.
Okay,
I mean, you could get the freaking, you could get the wizard up there.
Okay, let's get this man up here.
So let's target him first, and then click the strike on your character sheet.
Yes. Okay. What is happening here? Why won't you? Oh, change grip. Let's strike.
Do it with 2 hands. You gotta grip it with 2 hands. Yep.
I didn't realize that. I clicked the first one. Roll, please.
That is a miss, unfortunately.
You can hero point if you would like.
I don't know if I want to hero point this early.
Yeah.
You have 2. You have 2. So.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave it.
That ones in my
experience. Yeah, I'm gonna save it until it's like.
Okay, you save it, so that's all 3 of your actions. You move to your crossbow, fired.
Got it.
Alright, up next is going to be... You hear some more panic shouting from the carriage itself. And you see the carriage slide back a little further.
Oh no! Get out of the carriage!
God damn it!
Oh.
Actually, let me move this thing over here. Should be pretty much on top of them at this point. Yeah.
I was trying to get over there.
The horse is going to go back with the horse is trying desperately to pull the carriage up, but the carriage is a lot heavier than it. And you can see the broken part of the carriage reins. I don't know what the carriage term is, where it would connect to the second horse. Yeah, whatever. Right. So that's that.
The horse leash.
I see you have not gone yet. Sanai is the last person to go up in this initiative order, just so you know.
Do I have to go before Sanai, or can I go right after at the top
right
of
after, however you want.
I'll go right after then. I'll let Sanai go.
Great. All right, Sanai, you're up.
Sanai is in a complete state of fear. She does not want to be anywhere near her, so I think she's gonna get out. I think she's gonna run. She's gonna get out this way. She's just gonna run to. Actually, do I have to see the person? 15 feet. So, quick question with the 15-foot cone, does it have to go like? Can it just be in the 15-foot area, or does it just have to be on my level of? Or does it have to be on my level?
It's a cone, so it's like a 3-dimensional cone. So you would definitely, if you're doing what I think you're doing, you would definitely be able to hit them.
I'm sorry.
I think-
The computer glitched for a minute. I couldn't hear what you said.
Yeah, I mean, they're out of range of you. You have to get like all the way. You have to climb up a little bit to get there. So
Okay,
I will
okay.
say this, Sanai. You are faster than anyone else. Everyone else has speed of 25 feet. You have speed of 30. Just as a
Yeah.
reminder.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's true. So I can get to like here. It's 30 feet. It's like there. From where I am, can I see the people up top or no?
You can see the people up top from where you are. Yeah.
Okay. I really don't always understand what's happening. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm going to get out and I'm gonna move here,
All right.
and I'm going to try really hard without my mind to take like a really deep internal breath. And as I take a deep breath, I just start coughing like horribly. It's like cackling, like almost like I'm choking and dying. And as that like happens, you start to see like this dust come out of her throat, and it starts to like whirl around her body. And as it starts to like twirl and twirl around her, she's just like continuously coughing. And you see this kind of like, if you want to call it dust armor, like a very elusive looking dust armor, but I want to cast shield on myself.
Okay. So now that you've cast shield on yourself, in the chat you should see spell effect shield. Drag that onto your character, onto your token.
In the chat I should see spell effect shield.
It'll be part of the spell description at the bottom.
Okay, got it. I see it.
All the way at the bottom.
I'll
It's like called
drag
out
that
like a
on.
little gray box. Yeah.
All right.
And cast a shield on yourself.
And with that, I am then going to, again, I'm still just coughing up. And as I cough up, I kind of like look up towards the two guys up here, atop on the top, this area up top. And I'm just gonna pick one, and I'm just going to do the dust kind of comes out.
Yeah. You only have one action left, so make sure whatever you're casting is only one action.
Yeah, it's only towards one. It's only one. I have. Wait. Shield is one.
You
So
move.
You moved.
I
So that's an
moved.
action.
Darn it. Boo.
It's not separate.
Well, I'll just sit there.
If you have a move, you
fear.
could still
I can move
move any
again.
further if you would like. Yeah.
Still move.
I move again. Yeah.
You have three
I can do that.
actions. Everybody has three actions. You could move 3 times. You could attack 3 times. It's up to you.
Right. I'm gonna move, and I'm gonna move right there.
All right, so
Boom.
move up there.
That'll be my turn.
Yep. It's great. Last, it is going to be Vincent. So I'm going to move you all the way down this tracker.
Okay, I'm going to first. I'm going to get out and move. I'm going to use let's see, double. I'm going to do to right there. So it's 2 of my actions. And then with my last one, I'm going to cast message. And I'm going to try to speak to the person in the carriage and say, get out, you're on the side of the cliff. It is about to go over. Get out, get out, get out.
And I'm tied up.
Oh, come on.
Can I relay that to my team?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to yell towards Emmanuel since he's the closest. Emmanuel, the person in the carriage is tied up.
We're all tied up.
Literal, though.
That was smart. That was very smart. Yep. All right. You still have one action left, I think.
I use double movement and then
Oh, you use double
message
movement.
is fine.
All right.
So I'm done.
Yep.
All right. With that, very, very thing, it is now going to be the turn of this guy.
Don't want it. Oh.
So dire the sound of ooh.
He's going to use Sentry's Aim. Actually, no. Emmanuel's right there. You see Emmanuel's like taking up a defensive position, right? In front of the carriage.
No. Emmanuel is like mid-sprint towards the carriage.
Aye.
That's why I don't have my shield raised.
Yeah, you see this guy that's up in the cliff. You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna roll a perception check so we can kind of gauge what you're trying to do. This is going to be a blind roll. That is fucking terrible. Alright, he has no idea that what you're trying to do. He just sees a big old orc charging at the carriage. He's gonna take 2 shots. First one's gonna go at Emmanuel, and the second one, actually the first one is gonna be with Sentry's Aim at the pistolier. No, first one's gonna be at Emmanuel. Emmanuel's right there. Oh,
Ooh.
that is a critical hit.
Yep.
Emmanuel takes 19
Ooh.
points of damage.
Oh.
So I currently have 16.
Oh no.
However,
Emmanuel
I am
hit-
going to trigger Orcish Ferocity,
No,
meaning
no,
I would
no.
be pushed down to 0 and be unconscious and dying. Rather, you see Emmanuel stumble, and then those of you who do have eyesight on him, which would probably just be Sanai, you see that his eyes just go blood red, and he starts.
Oh no.
Wow, nice.
And at now 1 HP, and I believe wounded 1, I am still kicking.
Uh-oh.
Barely.
Uh-oh, you guys.
Got any healers in the house?
That's Vincent.
And I've
Ooh.
used mine once per day.
He thought you were dead, so he's quickly shot an arrow, and he's going to use Sentry's Aim at the other one, which is going to give him a circumstance bonus and ignored cover on this other pistolier. And that is going to be a miss, unfortunately.
It says it missed due to the cover, but Sentry's Aim ignores cover.
that
it might not
that
have-
is going to hit.
Yeah, it might not have calculated that correctly.
Yeah, you see this pistolier take a second arrow, and he kind of like shouts at the rest of you, "Help us!"
We're working on it.
That's going to be his turn.
I got 2 arrows and a bullet in me, my dude.
He's looking at the rest of you. Emmanuel, you're up next.
Okay, I need to ask some questions. In my estimation, without using an action to gauge this, how long do we have until that carriage is off? Like just off the cliff entirely?
Probably another 2 rounds at the most.
2
I am
rounds.
going to.
Yeah,
I'll say. No,
read from
I'll
the
say
top.
this. There's a chance it might fall off next round. It's going to be a non-zero chance it might fall off next round.
Yeah. And I imagine the horse is, like it looks on the map, in my fucking way to get to the carriage door.
Yeah.
Horse of giants, this horse.
Yeah, this fucking
Big horse.
Clydesdale.
A destrier.
I'm
They're
gonna have
large
to spend
size. They're large size. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to spend an action to just stride around the fucking horse. Thanks, buddy. If I'm there, Or actually, hold on. If you'll allow this, could I move here?
Okay.
And that would give me access to the carriage.
Yes, you would. And as you see this woman who is lying on the floor of the carriage, she looks dirty. Her hair's dirty, matted, and like brunette. She's bound at her hands and her wrists. She looks like she once had like a gag that had been wrapped around and stuffed in her mouth, but she has wormed her way out of it. She sees you, and she's like, "Help! They've kidnapped me!"
Is the door open to the carriage?
The doors open in the carriage. As she shouts that, you see the two pistoliers, right? Just kind of give each other glances and then look back. It does not look like Gale. It does not look like Gale. Completely different woman. In fact, I think I have an image for you. I could probably just.
I was thinking the same thing though. I
Be very funny.
was like,
Like-
oh,
We've been looking for you.
we have some questions. Now's the time for it.
Now's the best time for questions.
She's looks more like so.
Oh, hey.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Definitely not Gale.
No.
Gale, from what you've been able to tell, what you know is Elf was some sort of Alvin heritage. Just none of those pointy ears or
Mhm.
things like
Do
that.
I see anybody else besides her in this carriage?
No, you see the dead body of another one of his pistoliers. It's kind of slumped off to the other side. with the arrow
Don't care
stuck in
about
it.
that.
And
We're-
the other the one that is not currently being attacked by this bug thing, just kind of looks at you in a frantic panic and begins to shift his attention your way.
Okay,
Oh,
fine. We're gonna have to do this. I would like to unarmed strike him right across the chin. This is a non-lethal attack. I'm knocking this dude the fuck out, hopefully, before I grab this girl, so that way when I'm encumbered with a tied-up woman, he doesn't just shoot me in the back with my 1 HP.
All right.
That'd
Go for it.
be cool. Be cool if you didn't do that. Oh,
I'm
That's
hero
nice.
pointing that. I'm gonna use a hero point.
go for it.
There it is.
Yeah,
There we
you
go.
got his ass.
And yeah, that is a hit.
Block him.
Bonk.
Ooh, that's a lot of damage.
Strength for days, baby.
You cold clock this.
He is
pistolier.
not dead. I want to be clear.
He's not dead.
I know
You cold
on the
clock him
thing it
because-
says dead. I have knocked him cold cocked out.
Yeah. You cold clock him right in the jaw. You hear the sound of bones crunching from your like,
Oh!
gauntleted fist, and you see a few teeth just spew
Oh,
out
no.
off to the side. And he
He's
just
not dead
kind of looks
yet.
at you for a second, and then just keels over and collapses.
Hey, team.
I have one action left. I would like to pull this woman out of this carriage.
Yes, you can drag someone 5 feet.
She and I are going on a 5-foot business trip.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm out of actions. This is more for flavor. Emmanuel does have his shield like strapped to his arm constantly. I am putting my body in front of her, and if I can, this man as well, giving them both some cover from the other people.
Got it. All right.
That is my turn. Ugh. I am also, because I moved when I dragged, I am now standing on top of the man I knocked out.
Yeah.
He's fine.
With that,
He's
he is
fine.
currently unconscious. This brigand.
Magic can heal teeth.
Crunchy jaw is nothing.
All
Right.
right. I'm gonna make. He sees you pull this woman out and shouts, "Maria!" and like just in a fury is gonna fire 2 arrows at Emmanuel. So, yeah. He's actually. I'm gonna roll a perception check. If he rolls as bad as he did last time, he's gonna fire because he's in a state of panic at the moment.
I am saving her goddamn life. I'm gonna die.
Oh no! Wait.
Well,
It's
helping
not that
people who
brigand.
kill
she
me.
said she was kidnapped, and we don't know who is the
We have
they.
no idea what's
Kidnapped
happening
her.
yet.
I'm assuming it's the people who, as I was pulling this woman out, looked at me sideways.
That is a
Which,
miss.
granted, I could be wrong.
So that wait, that's a reload, fire, reload, and so that's all I can do this time. Actually, no, he's just gonna reload, fire, and then he's gonna come running down, and she's gonna come on. He's not gonna go that way. He's gonna go
Of
25
all the
feet
clip.
that way to try and come around. Miss Falconer, one action is going to try and get this thing to blood suck this pistolier first.
Blech.
Yep, it's attached, so there's no save. You see the proboscis dive into this.
As that is happening, somehow Emmanuel's eyes meet the bloodsucker, and this mosquito demon has a glimpse of redemption. They see a different path in their life that they could take, filled with bloodsucker children and a bloodsucker wife and a 9-to-5 bloodsucker job in accounting. And
All right.
every
sees the
yeah.
glimpse of redemption, and
Yeah.
he also sees that there's food right in front of him. He's just gonna go for that.
Okay,
So.
the kidnapper, alleged kidnapper, gets 2 plus my level, so 3 resistance to this, and the bloodsucker will be enfeebled 2.
All right, he's enfeebled 2. It's not smart enough to say no. So
That's fine. I still get to debuff a motherfucker.
So this means I need to figure out how this gains resistance to all damage against the triggering damage. Wait. The foe needs to pick one of those 2.
Yeah. They either choose to do no damage
He's going to
or
go for the enfeebled. So it's going to
Yep.
gain resistance to this equal to 2 plus your level, which is 3.
yeah. I think you can drag the
Takes
champion's
your-
resistance
takes your
effect
damage. Yeah,
onto the man.
yeah, that's fine. It didn't roll high enough on damage, so it takes no damage.
If only he was smart enough to
proboscis-
realize that might have happened. He chose between doing no damage and doing no damage and being debuffed.
Yeah, that's it.
Embarrassing.
You
No
see-
mosquito wife for you.
You see as this giant mosquito kind of like drives its proboscis towards it, and it's sort of like a half-dazed fury. Emmanuel just slaps his shield out, and proboscis bounces off the shield instead. That's one action. Second action, it's going to do it again. But it has resistance.
I tried.
You tried.
I
And it's
believe
not
the
strong.
resistance only works against the triggering damage, so I don't believe it's. Is it until their next turn?
Takes no damage again.
Oh shit.
Once again, it takes no damage.
I hate to quibble. I believe champion's resistance only works against that one instance of damage, so I believe that one would go through
Yep.
this time.
Oh, that's right. So we'll take 1 damage. Thank you for that.
I wish it was fucking permanent, but unfortunately.
You can see the proboscis dive into. It's not able to get to like that sort of vein in the neck where you can see all the blood pumping, and it's flailing
Juicy
around and hits the shoulder and stuff. But you see the proboscis sort of like pulse a little bit, and it's sort of like thorax kind of like expand a little bit as it begins draining some of the blood. This pistolier is going to then try once again to swipe at the sting on him.
Quick question before that. Quick question. A reaction is just does that count against our 3 or no?
No.
Cool. Can I do Hand of Retribution then? On the mosquito? Can I, because it says all I need to do is see it.
I think so. I believe so. As a reaction, you can do Hand of Retribution. That is one of your abilities.
Yes.
Absolutely, you can do it. Which means
So
6 times per day you can do it. So you can cast Produce Flame.
all right. She just looks up, sees him yell out in that orcishness, and the eyes turn red. He tries to help, so she sucks it up and tries to help as well. So I'm gonna.
Alright, so anything yet? Let's wait for. Alright, looks like we are back. Yep, we're back. Alright, so target the Bloodseeker.
I can't touch it.
It is under that man.
Yeah. All right. It's targeted. Right?
Warrior attack.
All right. So I do I do just Hand of Retribution?
So click cast a spell. Click cast a
Okay,
spell.
cool. I'll just do that. Perfect.
Whatever spell it is, which is, I believe it is
Produce
Produce Flame.
Flame. Yeah.
Right. So on the chat, you should see attack and roll damage. So click attack.
Attack.
You have a
She's
reaction that
reach
lets
on
you
the-
6 times a day just cast a cantrip at somebody? God
Nice.
damn.
Yep.
It's all as she's having a coughing fit as this is happening. So in a row.
Sanai is the most powerful of us.
You see this flame stick
Hey.
out? That is a
Alright.
hit, so go ahead and roll damage.
Beautiful.
See it in the chat too, right above. That is going to be 5 points of damage.
Nice. So yeah, you just saw the flame come out of her mouth. It's just
Oh. Girl, you're having a day.
You
Yeah,
singed my
this,
sideburns.
This bolt
she can't
fire
talk.
comes out of your throat, blasts at this bloodseeker. It gets hit hard. It's still up, but it gets hit hard, and you can smell, those of you close enough can probably smell like charred insect, just sort of like burning. And these bloodseeker has a little bit of those kind of like wiry hairs that some of these creatures have that begin to singe and burn under it. And you can also smell like burning blood as parts of its thorax sort of crack and bits of blood begin seeping out. Alright, Pistolier now is going to attack the bloodseeker with his club. His first attack is going to be a hit,
Nice.
which is enough to do 7 points of damage, which is going to kill the bloodseeker.
Oh, damn.
So I'm going to remove the summon from there.
Now it has actions to attack me.
Oh.
There he
Hey.
is.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's 2 of them.
God fucking
Double
damn.
Richard in the
Double
sky.
Richard. Oh, no.
Alright, let me go make sure I'm back up on chat.
Oh
and
no, when is
everything.
second Richard
need
gonna
to-
disappear?
You're muted, Richard.
Move this one. from
Yeah.
the hole. Okay.
Oh, there he
There you
goes.
go.
There he goes.
There we go.
Alright, there we go. Sorry, my internet collapsed for a moment. Let's give. I know the chat. There we go. Everything looks a little bit okay. It'll fix itself in a second. Make
So-
sure. Give me 1 second.
Probably messed up.
There we go. That should fix
display.
everyone's cameras.
Hey.
Perfect.
There we go. Everything's fixed. Apologies, my internet crashed. That's not OBS this time. It was me. So let me also refresh. Alright, yeah.
IFP.
So the last thing that happened was he doesn't drop his club, he reaches down for the gunning job, picks it up, points it at the woman that's lying in front of Emmanuel, cocks back the trigger, says, "Everyone, back the fuck up right now, or she
Oh,
gets
shit.
it."
This is the one
That's gonna
that
be his action.
this is the one that just hit the bug, right?
Just hit
Over
the
here.
bloodseeker. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Sir.
With that, Alexias, it is your turn.
Yes, it is. Okay. Well, things have changed. This has all gone a little bit differently than we thought. So I'm gonna peek my head out of the back in my mirror and scry. And now I want to exploit weakness on Top Hat over here.
Got it. Before-
Like, oop, wrong target.
Yeah, seriously. Wait, I have to target. First, I gotta click on. Sorry, I'm just trying to target him. There we go. Okay. Exploit vulnerability. Hello. And I'm going to give him a personal antithesis again. And same thing. I'm gonna stick. Oh, nah. This time, you know, I'm gonna take a burning cigarette and and like put it through my mirror
Yeah.
directly onto his head.
Oh my god.
He has a gun pointed at a woman's head.
Yeah, but he doesn't know what I'm doing.
I'm just saying he might pull the trigger instinctively.
Sure. You know,
Hey, let's see.
maybes are maybes. It's a game. Anyway, but he has vulnerability now. And let's see, how far am I here to there? It's pretty far. So I am going to move over here. Oh, how do I move my guy? Come on. Sorry, my dude's not moving. My counter.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Make sure that you have on the left side of your screen, make sure you have the little box selected and not the
Ah,
ruler.
that's what it was. I was using the
Yeah.
ruler, like a smarty. So I'm going to come over here, and I am going to aim my crossbow at him, and I'm going to attempt to intimidate him, thusly.
All right. Go ahead and make a target him and use the macro, the basic action macros at the bottom, which looks like a gold arrow pointing to the right. And you should see something that says demoralize.
Yes, I
It's in
do.
alphabetical order. It should be the second one, second column. All right. Make sure you target him. We'll see if it works.
Great.
Demoralize this man.
Too far.
Good night.
Too far.
I think you.
I
would
think it's a
say you could
30-foot
probably
range.
get out from either side of the carriage, so you could probably move a little closer. You can get all the way up there.
Okay, like to here.
Yeah, right there. And I
Okay.
think that might put you. Demoralize's range is.
Yeah, I don't know what the range is on these.
I think it's 30 feet.
I think
I
it's
mean, I might be.
32. Let's just go ahead and put you up another 5 feet. That's fine. Get out of the
Okay.
front of the carriage
So
instead.
high.
That's fine.
Cool.
You're good.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
First combat. I'm being nice. First couple of combats.
So
I appreciate that. I didn't realize that there was a distance on
Yeah.
this, so now I know.
No worries. Go ahead and try it again.
Okay. Let's see. I need to select him and wait. Select exactly one token. What do you mean? Oh, I see. Sorry, I had 2 tokens up right now of myself.
You do?
Yeah, I'm not totally sure why.
That's probably something on your end because we're not seeing that.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
After this turn, you should refresh, and it should go away.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here. I think I did it.
Fair.
Ah.
It does.
Ah.
That's not right. It should. Crap.
Yeah, I was like,
I
he-
forgot to
let
put
us be
languages on
common.
these guys. Hold on.
Yeah,
a
he definitely
second.
speaks common.
13. It's a failure by. That is actually a success. I forgot to
Hey!
add languages to these guys, so.
Neener,
it's,
neener, neener.
That's how you demoralize.
It's on me. Nice. All right. So that is actually it's going to be frightened one.
Excellent. That's my whole turn.
Yeah. You see his eyes go wide as he sees you leveling his own your own crossbow, and he's starting to look around in a panic, looking for any kind of escape that he can make. That's all 3 of your actions, Alexias. We go to Dahlia.
Oh boy. Oh, things are so different now.
The intimidation should have given him something like enough of
It gave
a.
him frightened one. And
Yeah,
what
frightened
that
one.
does is frightened one makes basically is a -1 to everything.
Yeah,
AC,
so not just for
attack
me, but for you
rolls,
too.
saving throws, for everyone.
Okay. I don't want to kill him, per se.
You can
I wanna
always
know what
attack
the hell is
lethal
happening.
damage.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to try that because I don't like what's happening here. So is it a problem that Emmanuel's right there? Do I have to move to where I'm, or does that not really?
You would definitely need to move a little bit to get out of
Mhm.
because Emmanuel is providing him a little bit of cover.
Okay. So if I
I'll
move
say,
just
well, yeah.
sideways.
Yeah, good. Right next to there. That should be fine. That should be fine.
Yeah. All right. Boop. Let's get you, sir. Let's just wing you a little bit with a crossbow, because that's how that works. That's fine. What is wrong here? Where are all my actions? There they go. Please hit him.
Nice.
That'll do
Hey,
it.
Oh, critical
Great.
hit. Nice.
Uh-oh.
Blow the critical damage button.
I'll note also that is a
It
crit
should be an-
only because of the frightened, which lowered his
Right.
AC by 1.
With the button. Yep. That does.
Not great.
Oh, that's a really bad roll. I'm
It's a
sorry.
really bad roll. It's
It's
okay.
a really, really bad roll, but he's going to take 4 points of damage. So
it's
you
the first
moved,
damage any
you
of us have
fired.
ever done, right?
Well, Emmanuel punched
Oh,
him.
Emmanuel clocked that guy. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Does
and
that
you have to
trigger?
spend an
No,
action
personal
to reload.
antithesis is only
That's only
Alexias.
for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it had been the other one, it would have been for everyone.
Or Alexias can eventually take some beats to allow him to give that personal weakness to other people.
Yeah,
But
I just don't have it
for
yet.
now, you
Sorry.
Okay.
fire this bolt. It hits him in the shoulder. He's staggering around, looking in panic. He's not able to fire because he didn't have enough actions to do the reaction. But that's it. Dahlia, you moved, you fired, or you can spend your third action reloading, or you can do something else.
Could I try and get him to drop his gun? Let's just say, like, drop your gun and you just give up, and we can talk all of this out.
Try a diplomacy check.
Come on, baby.
Oh,
Maybe.
maybe.
That's
Hero
unfortunately
point it. Hero point this one. I want to try. I have 2. I can spare one. Nope. Wasn't meant to be.
Nope, wasn't meant to be. He looks
okay.
to be in too much panic and fear at everything happening around him. It's all just gone bad for him.
Yeah.
But that'll be all 3 of your actions. On Marina's turn. I'm gonna roll the D100 and see if it tips over.
Hello, kitty.
If it's 75 or higher, the carriage goes over.
Yeah.
But that is a
Okay.
60. It does not go over, but
Nice.
for sure on the
There was
next
still a
round, it goes-
25% chance that it could have. Yeah, I'm glad I got her out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hopefully,
The horse
hopefully,
over there.
I don't care about the
Wasn't
horse.
on
I
your
know,
chance,
but
so-
I do.
Okay, about the horse. That's all. She's still bound. She can't really do anything.
Some situation in front of me. I gotta prioritize.
I understand.
Ah.
You're doing great.
Sanai.
And I have 1 HP.
I know. You're doing great.
I'm filled with ouchies.
You are. You took a big
But
ouchie.
Vincent's going to change all of that. I have a feeling.
Mhm.
I think you could have
Big ouchie.
killed any of us with that one.
So
I think that was more than everybody else's maximum HP.
Would have taken me out.
Easy.
Take everyone out besides Emmanuel. Yeah. But Sanai, it is now your turn.
I am going to end this complete coughing fit that she's having. You can see she's kind of getting a little bit used to it. So that same, she redoes shield again, that same dust around her. She doesn't move, but instead she looks to the frightened guy and says in a very gurgled voice, like you can hear there's stuff there. And she's saying, "We don't want to hurt you." But we will.
Oh, Jesus.
That does not help us fear and panic.
I
Oh,
would not
yes.
imagine it would.
So
You've
What would
spit
you
out
like?
fireballs from your throat, and now you're growling at him. So,
I'm not trying to. She's trying to just, and she says, "Stop
all right.
and listen."
I'll let you decide. You can either try a diplomacy check if you're trying to soften yourself a little more, or if you're trying to scare the shit out of him. You could try an intimidation.
Let's see which one. That's in skills. Let's do diplomacy. Let's do it.
That's a
I wanna
14. Do you
re-roll
see-
it. I wanna try it again.
Fine. I think is this your last hero point?
No?
Oh, you haven't used any yet.
Mm-mm. 17.
A 17. All right, let me look at some numbers here. He looks at you, Sanai, and he says, he points at with his club, he points at the people on the cliff above you. They'll kill me. They'll kill me.
We'll kill you first.
Oh, come on.
All right, just one action.
Technically that's 2.
Because you use shield as well.
Yeah. And then
yeah,
I think
shield. Make sure you cast shield again so you can put that effect back on you.
yeah, absolutely. And I think, in all honesty, that's how she's gonna do. I think that's how she's gonna do. Just monitoring, seeing what's happening with that. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right.
Oh, it's right here.
All right.
Oh, you edited it.
So that's 2 actions. Shield, that sort of diplomacy check you tried. What's your third and final action?
I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not doing it. Not doing anything.
All right, Vincent, you're up.
Great. I'm going to heal Emmanuel.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
MVP.
So,
MVP.
for clarification, you can do 3 kinds of healing right now.
Right.
One action is touch. Second action is range. It does more. The 3 actions, if you spend all 3 actions to heal, you heal everyone within 30 feet of you, including bad guys.
No, I just want to do the concentrated 30
2
feet
action.
towards Emmanuel.
Perfect.
That's
So
the 2
go ahead
action.
and go ahead. You should be able to click heal versus living on the chat. And the 2 action heal actually does way more healing than any other. 16 points of healing.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice.
All the
And-
blood that
What
has
does
been
the
coming
healing look
out of me just.
What does your heal spell look like?
Yeah.
It's like I have that pendant around my neck, and I think it just illuminates. And I'll like focus my energy towards Emmanuel.
So when the spell emanates out from you towards Emmanuel, you see Emmanuel's wounds begin to knit themselves together, especially that the arrow that's stuck to him that took him down just eventually pops itself out, as well as the other one as well.
And just to clarify, it's kind of like, you know, the sunbeam when like a light hits the sun like in a window and gets that rainbowy illumination effect. So it's clear, but
I
yeah.
like that. It's a
Aw.
little bit
Thanks.
of rainbow illumination just flashes across Emmanuel's wounds. All right.
And then I'm
That's 2
going
action.
to
You have one more.
I've been
Shield
healed by the
myself.
gaze.
Yay.
Hey.
And
Yeah,
I just
shield
drag
on
that
yourself.
over.
Yep. Drag spell effect shield over onto you. Perfect. As a quick note for our 2 spellcasters who can cast shield, don't think it might come up. We're gonna see what happens next when I roll a perception check, but we'll see. If you are attacked while you have the shield up, you can expend it and gain some damage resistance, but you won't be able to cast shield for 10 minutes after that. So
Got it.
keep that in the back of your mind. All right.
But if not, it just adds to our AC, right?
It adds +1 to your AC as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Great.
All right. Top of round 3. Menard.
No.
is
It
going
has
to-
just been 18 seconds since the start of this shit,
I
y'all.
know.
Yeah, it's been very, very, very quick. You've seen people go down. Sides have changed all in the span of 18 seconds. Everyone's trying to wrap their head around it. I'm going to roll a perception check for Menard to see if you
Come
can
on,
kind of
dude.
get a sense of the insight, what's happening. Way
together.
better. That's
There we
nice.
go.
High
15.
insight, high
Way
insight.
better.
Don't hurt us,
He
man.
sees who the real villains are. He sees you're trying to help. He's going to draw his bow. He's going to aim at the final pistolier with a sentry shot. He's just going to kill.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
With sentry's aim to get rid of the cover. And we will do... That is going to hit for
My buddy.
4 points of damage. He's going to fire again with a reduced penalty. Critical miss. He's going to fire one last time. No penalty. He wants this thing dead, and that's a
Nope.
miss. Yeah.
Ouch.
One hit, and you see the pistol take a step back. I'm saying his turn's coming up pretty quick. As we go to Emmanuel.
Push him.
Yeah.
Knock him out.
you
Emmanuel-
absolutely could push.
Emmanuel just looks at this man. This man who is in a bad situation, and he feels like there is no other way, probably, but to act in the manner that he has gotten himself trapped in, essentially, and says in a low voice, almost whispering to this man, "Have you ever killed before?"
He looks at you, a little bit of fear and panic in his eyes. I'll allow you to make another diplomacy check. Or
This is my first
intimidation, whichever
diplomacy.
you want to use.
This is my first diplomacy, and it will be diplomacy, absolutely. Ah, God damn it. That's not going to do it, is it?
We'll see.
So, the way a lot of these diplomacy checks work in like Pathfinder is it start out like hostile, and then successful check will increase it to unfriendly, neutral, friendly, or whatever it is.
Yep.
So, these successive diplomacy and intimidation checks have been stacking up against him to try and convince him to throw down his weapons. At that, because that is a success thanks to the fear. Thanks to the fear.
Nice.
But, Alexias
Say it again. Thanks to the fear.
Thanks to the fear.
Demoralize him so good.
You see the guy just quickly pull the gun away from the woman, put up both hands in the air.
All
It's an
right.
action, Emmanuel.
They might.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right. Second action, I would like to drag this woman to behind me.
Okay.
Essentially just moving her 5 feet over that way.
Yeah.
Sure.
You can reposition, so that'll be fine.
I'm fine standing there, kind of between the former hostage and the hostage taker, and I say, and Emmanuel says, "Thank you. You've made the right choice, even if it doesn't feel that way.
Right.
I personally guarantee your safety. You will walk out of here alive." And Emmanuel will slowly reach out his hand, and if this fellow will let him, he will cast Lay on Hands to heal him 6 points.
Okay. Warrior heal.
I don't. Yeah, it's not rolled. It's just 6 healing.
What does your lay in hands look like?
It looks like nothing. It looks like he is just putting his hand on them, and nothing seems to happen. I would say the wounds don't even close up, but there is a feeling, an emotion of regret and warmth. And I want to focus in that it is a very emotional thing. There's no visible effect, but they feel fortified, and they feel contemplative. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah.
You see the pistolier just sort of holds out both of his hands. He looks at you with sort of a little bit of confusion in his eyes. It's just taking in a sense of emotions and feelings that he hadn't had the time to consider just yet. That'd be all three of you, yeah.
If you will allow me a free action just to speak.
Sure.
RHC! Whatever the situation is, there will be no more violence.
Okay.
And I am standing there, shield out, in front of this man, next to the woman who is in danger. And I have my shield up, my hand up. He has his hands up. Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
I think at that, you see the remains of the druid kind of sort it's on the cliff, and the one that had begun to run looked back towards the other one who is over here. That's still like directly opposite of Sanai. For that guidance, and he just gives a quick nod, and with that, you will end the encounter. All
Yay!
successfully spot your first Pathfinder 2E encounter that had a few
Everybody lived.
tricks, a few twists, a few turns.
Nobody
I
died.
also think
Nobody
bug.
died.
nobody died. Emmanuel almost did, but nobody died.
Nobody died.
That would have turned out very differently if I didn't have orc ferocity.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very different. I think
I would have
at this
stabilized
point-
you. I got you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think at this point, this be where we end for the day.
Okay.
We will
Feels
pick
right.
up here in 2 weeks. Chat. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your help. And figuring out the microphone issues. We appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in 2 weeks. Bye.
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 Bye.